together a couple deliveries. Just getting it on or around that off stump. We've seen success for the seamers, especially with the bounce on off, or the surface is a decent one as well in terms of the pace that it has in it. And there's what we're talking about, stringing together some deliveries, answering some questions, shaping up to be a nice over here from Smith so far, just that wide. But other than that, he's hit the mark that BVA would want him to. Work for the man at cover to do, and he doesn't do the best of jobs with it. Another boundary to the score.
Yes, indeed, a good-looking drive to the fielder on the cover boundary, who had enough time to come around and stop that one. Again, some runs gifted by the Royal Virgin Islands Police side, and that one just hit his hand and went away into the boundary for 4. So the Grenadians continue to score and score quite easily.
This time, he does a better job with it. A bit of a fumble still, but no damage done. It's always hard as a fielder when you do what you call the hard yards, the work you get to the ball, but can't stop it.
You know, as the coaches would tell you, it's always good to get your body behind the ball, just in case of that bump, that fumble, and it misses your hands when you go behind it. It should hit some part of your body, thus causing you to save those runs that you really cannot afford to give away, or you really don't want to give away. And sometimes they're guilty of taking their eyes off of the ball, and that too could cause them to misfield.
They look for it, can't get it. Dot ball to close out over number 4. After 4, 47 without loss.
It's a good start here by the Grenada Police Force. They're looking pretty well, they're running well, they're getting the boundaries. As I said, some gifts they will receive so far from the Virgin Islands side, with some bowling that is a bit wayward, but no doubt they'll be looking to make amends in terms of getting some good deliveries together, creating some pressure, and hopefully they can pick up a few wickets, and a few wickets as soon as possible.
Yeah, hopefully they can. That over from Imran Smith is a by far better second over for him. Yes, he's gone for 19 from his 2. But if you take away that 4 from the misfield, that over would have only gone from 3 to 1 wide, a single, and then the single that would have been to cover. So a by far better over from him. And I think that if they can continue along that fashion, in that path, they can start to draw things back here. And they say pressure brings wickets, pressure brings the false shot. Can they force a false shot here from Grenada?
Is there a bowling change?
A change of bowling from that road end. The slight change of fortune, bringing that edge, producing the edge. The bowler is Wayne Richards from that road end. Had there been a slip, it would have been a comfortable catch.
That's good catchable height for the slip fielder. Nevertheless, they're at this stage operating without one. They got 2 for that. In the dark, as they would say, but nevertheless, 2 runs to the score.
You always wonder in this shorter format how important those traditional positions like slip are, especially in the early overs. Been a good start by Richards. Not much coming from the first 3 deliveries of his over, but that brings up the 50 for Grenada. That 50 coming in 4.3 overs.
Well, yes, indeed, a good start. And as you asked, Joel, most of the time, once a side is not bowling well, have not started to bowl well, those attacking fields tend to go away quite early and quite easily. Whereas if you were indeed on top in terms of the bowling, you could have set yours attacking fields. So it boils down really to the start that the bowling team has, and the Virgin Islands certainly did not start well today.
Well, they've employed a slip for the right-handed Roland Cato, opting to go through and around. And once again, answering questions, causing a few problems. So we've seen from the last over and into this one, BVA have started to, I guess, bowl a lot more of the deliveries that they would want to bowl this morning. This one tossed up. And it makes its way into the boundary. So just as soon as we started to say that, he started to bowl those deliveries, maybe strayed a little bit from it, from what he wanted to bowl, and he was punished this morning.
Certainly, the delivery before he came, as we see here, whiff was on offer. The deliveries before he came inside to attack the middle stump, middle leg even. And this time around, air was given outside the off stump, a chance to free his arms, and he did just that, and he got the maximum for it.
Finds that line again. And it just be one to end what was an over, only spoiled by that 4. 55 without loss after 5.
Yes, indeed, but not a bad start at all by Richards. As I said, the deliveries before, he attacked the stumps between middle and leg stump, making it quite difficult. And his line and his length was back a bit. But this one, air was given, the whiff was given, and the batsman got a chance to free his arms. That's spoiling what was really being a very good start.
Yeah, certainly it was a good start from him. He started to string together delivery, started to build that pressure, but then gave the bad ball and capitalized on, especially when you looked at the field that he had 3, or rather I think it was 4 men ringing on the offside in that circle. So anything over certainly would have been runs and capitalized on by Cato. It's going to be a change of bowling now from the pavilion end. The final over of the power play, Killian London, it is to bowl over number 6 for the BVI. Still pace coming from this pavilion end. The wind has picked up. The clouds are starting to build above us. Just slightly overcast, a bit of dust as well from the construction around us here at Lears. Beautiful scenes of the action this morning. Those trees in the background blowing. Once again, another good start for a new bowler here.
Yeah, certainly he's on target, just thereabout around the off-stump area. Just have to wait and see if he can continue to hold this good line that he started with. But early days yet for Kelly on London.
Just looking to get that field right. A bit of adjustments being done. Probably might want to consider dropping the man back to the cover boundary. In fact, they do that right about now. There's a man at long off, a man at cover. And he's being asked to go around now to what is an extra cover position. So a cover and extra cover, a man at point, a man sweeping on the cover boundary. Probably might tell yourself that he'd just be back of a length or full outside that off stump. In fact, he strays onto the leg side, and wow, that is disappeared.
That's indeed a very good shot. Straight down the leg side, the batsman just came inside and swung lustily, and it has gone miles back for 6. So the left-right combination maybe could be the reason why he stayed on that particular line and nevertheless was accepted gleefully by the Grenadian batsman Kato, and he swung that for a lusty 6. And it's gone down there where the guys are doing the construction. That's a good hit.
Fantastic hit. You said near the construction. It's gone into the construction and probably dropped into a pile of cement somewhere down there. Construction workers in problems. But the only people not in problems right now, Grenada Police Force, 61 without loss, 5.2 overs have been bowled. I mentioned the fact that they got up to 61 for 1 yesterday in their 6. They've got there. In fact, I see the adjustment being made now, 62 without loss, so they've gone past the power play score from yesterday. Probably might want to check that ball, make sure no dents in it. A couple rocks on the other side of this field. And indeed.
Empire Blaze, he does that, and make sure that all is well with the ball as he returns it back to London, who's about to start his run again.
And he goes to the expected line and length that he should be bowling, you could probably say.
Yeah, based on the feel with this, the fielder on the cover boundary, sweeping obviously, point at his mid-on, mid-off, cover, extra cover will suggest just there or thereabouts outside the off stump is where he might want to be.
Yeah, just getting that offside ring to probably just drift a bit to their right. And bang on the money again, and it's been a good comeback from when he started well, lost his line, and now found it back again. So a good follow-up delivery from London. Just 2 left in this over from him now. Can he finish? How does he finish? Just a little bit too wide on that occasion, but you would have to think that he's still just generally in the right channel bowling to Jeremiah.
Yes, certainly. He made the adjustment quite quickly, making sure that he moved from that leg side line and is on top of the off stump for the left-hander. So even though it was a wide, you understand what he wants to do, and he's working at a plan, and so far it's a good comeback.
Certainly, he actually made the adjustment because he was bowling around the wicket to Jeremiah, and that's the one that went down the leg side. Opted to come over, pushing the ball across him. He's now bowling to Kato. Kato has a swing, and the connection is good enough. Another boundary to the total, takes it up now to 68 without loss.
Yes, indeed, a good-looking shot by Kato, reaching for it somewhat, making good enough connection, and it went away quickly down to deep mid-wicket for another boundary. Continues to look well, continues to impress, and the Grenada Police Force off to a very good start.
Certainly a flying start, you would have to say. Tries to get cute, gets nothing though. 6 gone, power play done, 68 without loss.
That's a good start again by the Grenada Police Force. This pair batting really, really well together, and seems to be a very good unit. One of the teams that you obviously will have to watch in this regional police T20 tournament. Certainly looks a good unit, and so far this pair are batting really well together.
Yeah, batting quite well. Indeed. So the umpire signals the end of the power play. Umpire Prescott. It's going to be Wayne Richards to bowl his second. In terms of opening partnerships, is I believe the second best for Grenada. They got to 107 without loss. versus Barbados. 68 without loss here today. A lovely Thursday morning in Barbados. The breeze is with us. A couple more spectators have come to join the action. If you're now joining us online, British Virgin Islands, they won the toss this morning and opted to field first. Since then, though, things have drifted in the direction of Grenada. This is going to be more runs for them. They run well and get two. That's something I've noticed as I've observed this Grenada team. They've certainly run well. The communication between them across the 3 games that I've seen them play has certainly been up to standard.
Certainly, they really look the part, and they seem to be a fit unit. They're not only looking for the 4s and 6s, but they're also looking for the 1s and 2s, and that's a sign of good, intelligent batting.
It's interesting you mentioned a fit unit. Given that it's a regional police tournament, my expectation is that fitness would be there.
Oh, yeah, certainly, but you still have to give and take for the older ones who are here playing with us. I'll be certainly glad that they can make it. The ones who are in the 50s and the 60s and the high 40s. So even though they're pretty mobile, you won't expect them to be as fit as the ones who are 20, 27, and 28 and so on, Joel.
A couple laughs outside as I made that fitness comment. Maybe a couple sidewalk police are with us as well. Accustomed to the strolling and not necessarily the running. Another lovely looking stroke. This pair certainly looked the part this morning, carrying the flag of Grenada quite high. I usually see the flag of Grenada fluttering at the ground. I don't see it here today. I'm not sure where it might be located.
Yes, indeed, and as you, after this delivery, Joel,
a bit of rain has joined us here. As I mentioned, the overcast conditions a little earlier, the clouds just setting upon us, but doesn't look like anything too threatening. The wind is high, so it should blow across.
As you mentioned, the older guys, Joel, to mine, it comes back to Pearson Best, who played yesterday, who is up in age, and he batted really well for, I think, 30-odd. But though he's one of the older guys who looks good so far in this tournament.
Once again, some good running by this pair. A lot of groundwork needing to be done on that particular occasion from the British Virgin Islands, but doing it quite well on the boundary. There's been 1 or 2 misfields from them, but by and large, they've been relatively decent this morning in the field. Haven't picked up the wickets just yet. Still in hunt of their first as the win is picked up in gusto here at Lears. The banners are fluttering. I wonder who the banners are supporting this morning. Once again, it's been fantastic running from Cato and Jeremiah. They've taken the score up to 77 without loss after 7.
Good indeed, some good aggressive running by these two. They run in the first one hard, as you're always told to do, looking for any possibility of getting the second. And they did that, hitting that one down to long on. The fielder came in quite slowly, and they took advantage of that, and they were back for the second. Indeed, a magnificent start here by the Grenada Police Force, 77 without loss. And these two really looking well, and no doubt looking to get a big score to pile on here for the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force to chase down when it's their time to bat.
With this kind of start, no wickets down, a lot of runs on the board. What should be the approach here now of Grenada as they head in now to what we consider to be those middle overs in a T20 competition?
You set your field back, give away the single, try as best and not to give away the boundary, and try from here onward to be as accurate as possible in terms of your bowling. You have the luxury of setting your field back, let them hit the 1s, hit the 2s, and make sure the boundaries are minimal. Otherwise, you can face a massive score here when it's their turn to bat.
You mentioned those few restrictions being lifted. 5 men outside for BVI at the moment. And one of those 5 men will have to do the work. Can't keep it to a single. 2 more to that total. The 5 men out, a man at third man, a whitish third man. A man sweeping on the cover boundary. Long off, long on. And what is a deep square leg. Or in fact, being shifted now to a deep mid-wicket as a man now drifts towards square leg, just to the right of umpire Prescott. This is good stuff. I talked about the fact that, for the most part, London bowled well, especially going across the left-hander. He's found that area. Again, he has the field set for it. Probably, if they could get 1 or 2 dot balls behind this, force a fault shot from Jeremiah in pursuit of runs. For a moment, they thought they had their man, but umpire Blade said no edge on that one, and that's what we're talking about, building up that pressure, Donovan.
Indeed, he bowled a lot better to the left-hander. The ball before was a bit whitish. This time he came inside, and the ball touched on just about middle stump and went away. Indeed, a very good delivery appeal, but not said Mr. Johnson Blaze. But indeed, he's looked good to start off this over London.
He's asking questions. He's stringing balls together. And BVI are in the hunt for what will be their first wicket. Jeremiah's down. That one getting him on the flesh. I believe the inner thigh. No padding for him there, so that's certainly going to hurt.
Certainly, no batsman likes to be struck nowhere at all around that area. It's always very, very painful, but he's a warrior. I no doubt he's going to be up shortly, looking to do battle as the physio and teammate goes out to make sure that he's okay. He said yes, shook his head in the affirmative, I'm okay, and he's ready to do battle again. But indeed, very good over thus far by London.
Jeremiah letting the physio know that he's all good. Probably works out the legs in the gym, letting him know that, he can handle that type of pressure. He's back onto his feet. And we're back and ready for action here at Lears. 79 without loss, a fantastic start for Grenada. Still a lot of time left, though, in this innings. A lot of time left for BVI to sneak out a wicket, maybe pick up 2 and pull things back. Who knows? Probably chase a 140 at the moment. It's looking like maybe 160 and above. And this is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant stuff by London. He's in Bridgetown, but his name is London.
Indeed, a very good delivery again. The ball slanted across Jeremiah. Again, beaten, and the ball a touchdown just around middle stump and going across him. And indeed, he strung some good deliveries together. If they can continue, create some pressure, bowl some dots, they can finish well in the back end.
Fantastic. An absolutely brilliant over by Killian London. Just 3 runs from it. Yes, 80 without loss.
Indeed, a very good over from London. But the fielders who are feeling short covered extra cover with a sweeper on the boundary. You could afford to be a little tighter, saving those quick singles because the Grenadians are looking for every possible run.
Yeah, this pair is on the hunt for runs. They're getting the boundaries, they're working the 1s and 2s, keeping the score ticking along. We're into that driving phase here, those middle overs of the innings, the one where teams either look to apply that pressure or teams that have a good start look to apply pressure at the opposite end. Grenada currently in the driver's seat, handbrake down and going down the hill. 80 without loss after 8. Going to be a change of bowling from the road end is going to be Bisoon Shilshand. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Bisoon Shilshand. Oh, in fact, Shilshand won't be bowling, so I didn't need to butcher my tongue on that particular occasion. Wayne Richards, he's going to be back into the attack. So Richards, he's bowled 2 so far. He bowled 1 in the power play, 1 outside the power play, into bowl his 3rd. 17 runs from his 2 overs so far. The clouds have gone and the sun has come out beaming in all of his glory. It's gotten a bit hot here at Lears. And once again, that good running continues. Yeah, the fielder on the boundary just doing a bit of rotation of the shoulder. You always wonder if you have the right man on the boundary when he's doing something like that. It's been fantastic stuff by Grenada. In search of wickets still. BVI, who can they turn to pick up one? Who has the magic arm for them? Will it be Wayne Richards? Oh my days. Not a good shot. Deserved 4, shouldn't have been 4. But another misfield allows it to go through.
Certainly that one struck beautifully, but straight to the fielder on the cover boundary, who made a mess of it really, and gifting 4 runs away.
Yeah, he got his body behind it, but he left the front door open, and that ball made its way through and is now sitting on the front couch. Not the best of scenes, you would have to say, on a replay. Always remember, Donovan, lock your front door.
It's important.
Fortune favors the brave, and the brave is K2. That one just flying off the edge of K2 and runs away on that fast outfield here at Lears. That is a massive one. It's gone. It sailed for 6.
That's indeed a magnificent shot. That one, given some air, he got close to it, and he swung it over mid-wicket for a magnificent hit. And they're simply on fire here, the Grenada Police Service. 97 without loss, and really motoring ahead. And the Virgin Island Police Force can't seem to find an answer, and they don't know where to get their first wicket from, and they can't stem the flow of runs.
Certainly unable to peg things back even in these middle overs. BVI. Just that critical moments, building the pressure and then letting it go. 9 overs gone, 97 without loss. Almost at the half-base stage of this innings. And probably one of the better 10-over scores that we've had so far. Probably only one that could probably trump it would be that innings from St. Vincent and the Grenadines when it got up to 270 for 1 in their 90 without loss, 97, sorry, without loss. We are here after 9 overs. Both batters approaching landmarks. You would have to think that with this type of platform set, we could probably be looking at something in the range of maybe 170 and above here, Donovan.
Yeah, certainly fine start. In the region of 180, I'm going to put my bet on 180. As long as these two can go for at least another 3 or 4 overs. With wickets in hand, the others coming obviously will have a dash at the end, so to speak.
London continues to ask questions. He was on the mark in his second over the one before this, especially to Jeremiah. Jeremiah able to get off strike. Now a leg bite, but a rotation of strike, and Cato will now face. Can he make that adjustment to Cato? The angle favoring Cato and also the wind favoring Cato as well to this leg side. So you might want to think that he'll be looking to get this ball probably just around the off stump, maybe just outside the off stump, force him to go into that offside probably. If not, then his straight must be extremely full, because anything fractionally short or back of a length, I guarantee you, will sail away here at Layers. They make an adjustment to the field. Man drops back to square leg. He's on the boundary, deep mid wicket as well. A man at long on. Those are the leg side fielders on the boundary. Falls well inside of the man at long off. For a moment, they probably thought they had a chance there.
Yes, indeed. But indeed, this is good bowling. With the field you have set, there's a man at third man, there's a man at point, cover, and a sweeper on the boundary along with the offside field, a man at long off. So if he can bowl just outside the off stump for the right-hander, these players will come into play with any aggressive shots being played. But if he strays between middle and leg or tall, I'm telling you, it's going to disappear. It's going to go pretty far.
I mentioned the fact that he's been bowling well, especially to Jeremiah. Jeremiah has not gotten the measure of him after what would have been his first over. That first one is the one that really went for the runs. But since then, since the 2 overs that he's bowled after that, or rather the 1.3, it's been good stuff. Following it up as well, doing exactly what the skipper would want of him.
Certainly good stuff. And he's able to make the adjustment from the right-handed batter to the left-handed batter beautifully. And he's in a very good spell, and indeed causing some concern for Jeremiah.
Fantastic. Shot of perfection from Jeremiah.
That's a bit too much whiff on this occasion. Jeremiah getting a chance to free his arms.
What that also does is bring up the 100 for Grenada. 103 without loss they are. 1 away from 50, Johan Jeremiah. Raise that back, Jeremiah. Back-to-back 50s for him. A 50 yesterday versus Barbados, and 1 to start Thursday morning versus BVI.
Indeed, a very good innings from Jeremiah. One mixed with wonderful stroke play and good, sensible, aggressive running between the wickets. Indeed, a magnificent knock by him. And he seems to be in fine touch, as you said, back-to-back 50s. And no doubt looked the part, aggressive, and also not only in his stroke play, but as I said, the running between the wickets. Indeed, a very good knock from young Jeremiah.
Time to take on some water, take on some fluids here at Lears. A fantastic opening partnership between Jeremiah and Cato to get Grenada off to what has been a rocket of a start, a flyer. They've certainly been launched from the gun of 50 from 37 deliveries for Jeremiah, and Cato, he is ably supported. In fact, he's been fantastic. 48 off of 23.
Yes, indeed, a beautiful partnership by these two to propel the Grenadians to 104 without loss. As the clouds are back slightly, they're pretty high with a good breeze, so it doesn't seem to be any threat of rain here.
Just a quick look at those bowling figures. Well, the wickets column, that is bare for the British Virgin Islands. 4 bowlers have been used this morning, and you could probably say that all 4 have been a bit more expensive than the BVI would have wanted. London, he certainly has been a pick of the bowlers so far, just going at 7.3 from his 3 he's picked up. None for 22 so far. So it's not been the best of pictures for BVI, but it's a game of halves. The first half is done. What can they do in the second half? Can they pick up the wickets? Can they apply the pressure? Or will Grenada continue to run away with this one? Beautiful scenes of the cricket here at Lears. They make my exit, and coming now will be Andrew Mason.
Thank you, Joe. And what a performance from the Grenada police force. And a force in this competition, based on what we've seen so far, they've really been dominant. Very impressive performance against Barbados. And certainly one of the favorites to go on to possibly win this. Of course, you've got St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, your team.
Oh, yes, I'm very impressed with those guys. Very, very impressed.
So you're backing them to win the championship?
I'm just saying I'm very impressed with them. They look good all around.
Can I ask the question again?
Certainly.
You're backing them to win the championship?
I'm backing the team who wins the championship.
What an answer.
But they certainly
look
do
good.
look good,
They look good
as a unit.
Okay, so based on what you've seen so far, you expect Grenada, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, and St. Vincent to get into the semifinals.
That's my 4. That's
Right.
my 4.
All right, and of course the semifinals are scheduled for Saturday, the big final on Easter Monday, so we're looking forward to that. But it has been a competition so far of good cricket. There's no doubt about that. Clearly there's a difference in terms of the teams, but I think generally we've seen impressive performances from Grenada. We've seen that from St. Vincent, and of course, to a lesser extent, Barbados. They've, I think, got some work to do, but of course, those responsible would go behind the scenes and, of course, decide on strategy, construct of the lineup in terms of the batting, the bowling. They've got an important match, which we'll be streaming, of course, at 2 o'clock, right here at Lears, a lovely ground. In fact, I was speaking to the noted journalist Ezra Stewart a couple of days ago, and he said that, you know, Lears is a venue that you should really use a lot more, and I certainly agree. You know, you're free of the traffic, plenty of parking, and that country atmosphere that you're getting, it's not deep in rural Barbados. In fact, you're in St. Michael, but generally I would say with a lovely set of trees for shade, that this is a venue that I enjoy quite a bit, being here at Lears. You like Lears?
Certainly a very, very good facility.
And a good pitch.
Oh, beautiful pitch. It offers something for both batter and bowler.
So Silkan to continue the attack. And this has been a very impressive performance. More runs for Grenada as we start over at number 11. Jeremy has certainly made a statement with his batting, and Cato. Of course, Roland Cato would have played for the Windwards. And the thing about this competition is that we've seen teams having players that would have represented the Windwards and their various countries. And hence the strength of a St. Vincent or Grenada. Yeah, in fact, I've just been reminded that Jeremiah did, in fact, open the batting for the win. So you've got two batsmen here in the middle that have played at the first-class level. And you can see, based on that poor delivery, why he's played first-class cricket. That's gone. Poor delivery and put away. So a bit of a slaughter here for your friends at the BVI.
Yes, certainly, Andrew. But what I really admire about this Grenadian batting so far, even though they're aggressive in stroke play, they're also aggressive in the running between the wickets. Have been magnificent. Not only 4s and 6s, but also getting the 1s and 2s.
I think
intelligent batting.
I think that's also as a result of fitness. You know, you got to be able to be fit in order to run singles, and I suppose we can tell some of the West Indian cricketers that as well. Fitness sometimes can be so underestimated in cricket. News flash, there's a dot ball coming. That will make primetime news at 12 o'clock. That the BVI bowled a ball that a run wasn't scored. And that's gone away. Traffic could be in trouble. Oh, it barely missed that wonderful white car in the distance there. Well, hit with tremendous power over wide long on. And really, I think you need to call the fire truck here, really. It's a situation where the police force of Grenada, they're really manhandling the BVI here. They've rushed to 118 without loss. And with vigilance, I would imagine, of making well over 250 here. Look at that. I mean, full toss, like those wonderful Julie mangoes you get in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You still get some in Barbados as well. In fact, it's getting close to mango season. Is it mango season in your country at the moment? Good old mango season, yes. Love those Julie mangoes. You're a mango man?
Not really, Andrew.
Okay, so the answer is no.
No.
All right. How can you not be a mango man? A fellow says, I don't understand. Yes. There he goes again. Paw. Through extra cover. 4 runs. Well played again by Jeremy. Oh my golly, he really is on fire. Very gentle indeed. And wide of the off stump and hitting it through extra cover. That's gone for 4. Tremendous cricket indeed. So we've got a situation where 11 gone. Grenada Police Force are 122 without loss and firing. So, Donovan, when we look at the pitch here at Lears, it's a pretty good pitch for cricket. It's a good cricket pitch. It offers something for the bowlers, true, and if you can bat, you can make runs.
Certainly, as I said before, good even bounce, and that's the important thing. You bend your back as the pacer, you're going to get something from it, but you can bat on it. If you're one who can hook and pull as well, it's easier, but indeed, it's an absolute wonderful pitch here at Lears.
Yeah, I think it's credit to Mr. Newsom, who is the curator. They don't call them groundsmen anymore, you know. In fact, it's like a health inspector. They call them the environmental officers nowadays. So we've got a change in bowling. It's Jamal Mickle coming into the attack. And he'll be bowling to Roland Cato, who is on the cusp of making a half century. He's batted well. His strike rate is over 200. Jeremiah, 158. They've come together, and they're making the Spice Isle proud. Here we go. We start over number 12. And that's gone. That's gone away. And what a way to bring up the half century for Roland Cato, former Windward's cricketer, acknowledging this wonderful crowd here at Lears as they got a short ball and punks on it. and got it down behind square. Too short. Meet and drink really. And that's pulled away for 4 to carry Cato to 52 from just 24 balls. Some 8 4s and 2 6s at a very healthy strike rate of 216. Congratulations.
Indeed, a very good knock for young Cato. From the time he came to the crease, he suggested that he was here to get a good score. He started really well, shots all around, and when it was time to get those cheeky ones and those twos, he did just that. Indeed, a magnificent knock from young Cato, and you can see why he played a certain level of cricket. He certainly looks the part, Andrew.
Yeah, he does. It would have represented, of course, the Windwards, Roland Cato. Is it safe to say he's former, or do you expect him to possibly play again sometime? So let's leave it with former. You know, sometimes people get a little bit concerned when you say former. Like I remember only recently saying to Kevin South, former Barbados cricketer, and he says, no, I'm still looking to play. I've got visions of playing for my country again. But this really has been a very powerful performance, a powerful statement by the Grenada Police Force. And this competition is shaping up to be one that could very well go down to the wire. I'm told that Lyndall Simmons is playing for the Trinidad and Tobago side today. So, as we come down the home stretch, really, this could be a very interesting battle. That would make a tremendous difference, I would think, in the Trinidad and Tobago side. And with someone like a Campbell, who's had that experience of playing as well. You know, the Grenada side looks a very good side indeed. Problems with the ball. Umpire Blades has got it in his hand. So we're going to continue with this one, or do we have a new one? No, we do, in fact. We'll continue with the ball that was hit away for 4 down to that square leg area. But first of all, Mickle was far too short.
Certainly easy for the batsman to dispatch, way too short, and it just sat up, and he gave it the treatment it deserved, and he pulled it away with a lot of strength as well, and sped away for 4.
Well, he's very gentle bowler. Wouldn't trouble you at all. No pace. Well, it was Cato looking to hit that ball into Bibby's lane. Instead, the ball went through, not cleanly taken by the keeper. Of course, just down the road is a wonderful story of Barbadian black, very much involved in business. Nichols Bakery, the owner died recently, but very much a part of, as an institution in Barbados, Nichols Bakery is just down the road. And actually yesterday, one was struck very hard indeed. Of course, we're in St. Michael, but if you travel, I would imagine another, half a mile or so, you're in St. Thomas. And I suppose if you go east, well, you're looking at St. George. So you've got layers in St. Michael and St. George, and of course, St. Thomas just around the corner. So we want to welcome all of the viewers across the world, taking in some of the action. Oh my golly. Is there a chance for a catch? Catch taken brilliantly. Absolutely well taken indeed. Keeping his eyes on the ball. Moving, I would suggest, a good 10, 15 meters to the route. And pouching the catch. That's a magnificent catch taken. And finally, something happened for the BVI. It was in the air for quite a long time, and that was a very good catch indeed taken. Catch taken by Brant Remy. And, well, he really must be very happy. Let's have a look at this. A ball banged in short, pulled away. Let's keep our eyes on Mr. Remy. Where is he there? He's running across to try to take the catch, keeping his eyes on the ball. Here we go. Yes, well done, Mr. Remy. He's got a big name too, Remy. So, 127 for loss of 1. Good catch taken.
Indeed. He kept his eye on the ball all the way, and I really was surprised to see him running that distance.
Yes.
He's a heavy-set man,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
actually getting there quite comfortably. Indeed, a magnificent catch. Again, as we discussed earlier, when Joel was on, hitting to the end against with the win.
Yes.
Is high. Is always a challenge.
Yes, it can
And
stop
that
the
one
progress of the ball,
stood
you're
up in
right.
the win.
Yep.
And indeed, a magnificent catch.
Well, you're right. Yes, it was in the air for a long time, and Remy took the catch. A big man, and he moved with the pace of Obadele there. He was very quick, and in fact hauled it in. Or maybe Carnage James, the national pride of Grenada. Stadium, I think, is named after him as well, isn't it? Yes? Haven't been to Grenada in a long time. I understand that Grenada may be getting some matches. Of course, the schedule is going to be out very soon, I'm told. The Ghana president is suggesting that matches against India will be played in Guyana. We look forward to that. I know with interest to the local season starts on April the 15th, and quite belatedly the fixtures are out. Took a long time to get out there, the fixtures, but we've seen them. And hope my sights in Catherine's can only stay 1 year in the Division 1 competition, but we shall see. Chance for a run out. Had he hit? But instead, overthrows. 4 of them. Well, he was very close to the stumps. Maybe he's not au fait with throwing the rocks into those trees to hit the almonds down. My golly, he was very close. And he had a good view of the stumps and was not able to hit them. And instead, the ball went away for 4 extras. So more trouble for BVI. We've now completed 12. The Grenada police force a 132 for 1. Yeah, here we go. Ball picked up. Return came in. Had he hit, the batsman would have been out. But he didn't. And instead, credit to Grenada. Told that the Vincentians are going to be going back home very soon, right after the tournament, to play in the Dream 11. Are you going to have the Dream 11 in Grenada anytime soon? Oh, a couple days after St. Vincent? Okay. Of course, the festivals are warming up. Barbados crop over, just around the corner as well. Wide is called by the umpire as Shilchan is the bowler. It's 133 for the loss of 1. Your carnival is in around July and August, just around the same time as Barbados. So you're going to have, of course, the Antigua Carnival. We've already had the Trinidad Carnival. That's always at the beginning of the year. Barbados, what, July, August? And Spice Mass, is it called? Is it Spice Mass? Yeah, Spice Mass, of course. That is going to be in August. So you may have a new prime minister dancing in the streets as well, but he's also Mitchell. Of course, it's gone from Keith to Dickon. 134 for 1. So the Mitchells are very much in control in Grenada. Very popular surname in Grenada. Hello to Dr. Keith Mitchell and, of course, to the Prime Minister. Hope you're okay. Haven't been involved in an accident recently. But, of course, everything is good. Continue to do the good work there in Grenada. This is getting so easy. A little push away down to that wide mid-on area for 1. So when you look at this, 135 for 1, we're halfway through over number 13. What kind of score do you think Grenada will be looking for here? Donovan?
Anything over 170.
Only 170? With that kind of a shot? But anything over 170, as that ball goes away down to that mid-wicket, that's gone for 4. Anything over 170 could be 252.
Correct, Andrew.
Realistically, though, what do you think? You think they'll get to what, 220?
I think they'll get to at least 190.
190.
190.
I think Grenada will be a little bit disappointed if it didn't make 200, but we shall see. The management to our left is suggesting that they'll make much more than that, but we shall see. Hello to all of our friends in Grenada. Love going to Grenans. Wonderful beach, one of the best in the world. Well, that was comical. Keeper took it. I don't know what he was trying to do, but in the end, he conceded a bye. Also note with interest that on the 15 competition, the Rising Stars continuing in Antigua. Barbados crashing to a defeat against Jamaica in the first match. It was almost like snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. I mean, it was such a meltdown by Barbados. 141 for one. So 13 overs are gone now. Regis has just come to the crease. He's got 10. Cato's on 15. And the Grenada Police Force are very well positioned at 141 for one.
Certainly. Looking really well still. The over bowl just a little before was not a bad one at all. But they didn't get the boundaries in it, but they picked up some singles to keep the scoring ticking. 141 for one, obviously in a very good position.
Just check my WhatsApp message and I'm getting a greeting from a good friend of mine in Grenada. Said that he's actually locked on to the stream and wishing his side well. But when you look at that card, I mean, no one really has done anything spectacular. Batson 2 for 28, expensive. But Richard, look at that, 3 for 34. London's 3 costs 22. So still time to continue. He's got a ball to Cato, who's firmly entrenched here. Oh, it's gone away for 4. Well, the fielder down that backward square didn't seem all that keen, really, and the ball went straight through him. Problem with fielding for the BVI, and they are really under tremendous pressure here. Should have stopped that.
Certainly. Fielding has not been the best by the Virgin Islands side, but that one, he got a hand to it, it seems like, but it still went into the boundary for 4.
Well, what a way to deal with that delivery. It was hit with real power. I would suggest it was a shot that was pregnant with disdain. It was absolutely hit with a lot of power, and Cato was enjoying this. Of course, brought up on the oil dung of Jamaica, of Grenada, the ackee and saltfish of Jamaica, the flying fish and cuckoo of Barbados. Of course, it's time now for fish. Here's a hit. That's gone. What a shot. Wide long on. Almost as if it was tennis-like Serena Williams. And he hit that very hard indeed. It's gone high over the wide long on here. That's gone for 6. What a shot. Have a look at that. Banged in short. Wow. Wow. That's gone miles. That's gone into Cane Gardens. Tremendous power.
Magnificent shot. Struck with lots of power. Short, asking to be hit, and Cato did just that, but probably not asking to be hit that far. But that has gone miles, and indeed a magnificent shot by Kato, who seems to be in fine form. Good nick in this competition.
He is indeed. And I would think now that as we come down to the end of over number 14, Kato may be having visions of 100. I would think he's 71 from just 31 balls with a strike rate of 229. I'm sure he's got that 100 in the back of his mind. We shall see. Look, very good indeed, Kato. Roland is rolling. But the BVI bowling looks all over the place like a calypsone we've got in Barbados called Punka. This really is, it's not going to trouble you at all. And even at your tender age of 70 or so, Donovan, you'll hit this ball in a round, I would think.
Stop speeding, Andrew. 70, come on.
You're not quite 70.
Come on.
Okay, fair enough. I got it wrong, not for the first time. Well, he went after that again. No need to do that, Mr. Kato. Play with a straight bat, drive the ball down to long off and get a single. No need to go cross-batted. The length wasn't quite there for that. You wouldn't want to throw it away down, Mr. Kato. So Kato, is that a popular surname in Grenada, Kato? Very popular. It's gone past the keeper. It'll go all the way. Wides. Called by the umpire Blades, who's had the honor of doing first class cricket as well. Very quiet man, doesn't say a lot, umpire Blades. Well, that was very wide. I mean, the keeper didn't have much of a chance in stopping that. So further trouble for the BVI. Oh, over mid-wicket. That's gone for 6. Rank long hop and was punished by Kato. Well, he's really enjoying himself here, really. And the BVI being pulverized here at Lears. 14 gone, 168 for 1. Banged in short and hit powerfully over the wicket, sailing away to the boundary. That's gone for 6 runs and disturbing the traffic on the road as well in the distance. So Kato, 77, looking very powerful indeed. And this impressive show by Grenada continues at Lears. With 6 to come, the run rate is exactly 12, and one would think that they could easily, in the remaining overs, get to in excess of 220, 230, or even 250, but we shall see. But at the moment, they're large and in charge here at Lears in St. Michael, Barbados. All right, so after tremendous consultation, they decided to bowl Jamal Mickle. So he's going to continue to see what he can do. He's 2 for 37. He's got the wicket, and that might have influenced the captain to continue with him, but he's been very expensive. In fact, he has been the most expensive bowler. and he's also the captain. So he can make that call. Good running again by Grenada, the young, fit men. Not so young, but fit. And back for the second. More runs again. Straight to the wicket. Beautiful shot by Regis. He's getting on the party as well. This is his second 4. And Grenada continuing to roll on here. More runs again. Good fielding. Just limited the maximum to 2. I'm sure they'll be looking to score at least 15, even close to 20 runs per over now. They'll be looking for a second here again, I would imagine, and will get it quite comfortably. The running has been good. Sometimes teams in T20 tend to underestimate the importance of singles. Someone who said the West Indies team is a boundary hitting team, but of course sometimes when things get tight, not only when things get tight, you need to, you know, work the singles as much as possible as well. That's gone. That's gone. And it might have actually struck a car. Well, the car has stopped, but is moving again. Maybe just missed the car. Done a wide long on area. A lot of traffic in this area. And that went a long way. Wide long on, hit with lots of power gain.
Indeed, this is a business end.
Yeah.
See here.
He actually walked along the pitch
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
Oh my golly.
Well, this is the business end of the innings. Where they call it the happy hour.
Yep.
And as they would say in our local terms, everything must go. And a clearance sale, as we would say here in Barbados, everything must go.
I like that one.
So they're doing exactly that and making sure they cash in as it's winding down. These two guys who are still looking good, Cato, and the young Regis has joined him and certainly joined the party.
Yep, indeed, you're right. It's called a wide. 185. Shilchan is, what is he bowling? Is it medium pace, you think? What can you describe? What is it? Tell me.
He seems to be mixing it up, pushing and pulling.
He's pushing and pulling.
Pushing and pulling.
More runs again. Will it split the field? It certainly does. Mid-wicket can't get across. Long on can't get across. That's gone for 4.
So he's pushing and pulling, and the Grenadians are just hitting.
Yeah.
Just hitting all over the place.
I like that. Well, this bowling is pretty sweet. Have a look at this. There we go. Taking the ball from outside the off stump and swinging it through mid-wicket, 1 bounce, as the fielders, in fact, tried to stop it. Long on came across to the left, mid-wicket to the right, and the ball spitting them and going to the boundary.
Yes, Andrew, as I take my leave from you to bring the young Sean Braffett.
Is he that young?
He's relatively young to join you.
Okay. Well, just before you go, do you want to make an adjustment to the target? Because, I mean, you were suggesting maybe 200, 220.
I'm looking now at 230.
230.
Final score.
All right. Okay. So we write that down, and if you see the side get to 230, we certainly have a medal for you. But at the moment, this really is a one-sided contest. Young Brathwaite comes a call in. Sean Brathwaite. How's that Sean spelled?
Well, good morning, Andrew, and good morning to all listeners around the world. S-H-A-W-N, it's the original Sean.
Oh, it's the original Sean, because of course it's another spelling to Sean. All right, a lovely morning, lovely breeze coming from St. Philip, Bayfield, where I was born. We get it first, don't we? But of course, it's this time of the year, very little rain. Clubs are struggling in terms of the outfields. This is not a bad outfield. Season starts on the 15th in Barbados, and a major concern would be the lack of readiness of some grounds in Barbados, due to no fault of theirs, of course. I mean, it's a question of rain. Here's a drive over that long off here. That's gone for 6. What a shot by Cato, who goes into the 80s, now he's 83, and it's 195 for 1. And Sean, this continues to be a very good effort on the part of Grenada.
Well, yes, Grenada continue to look like a very strong side in this tournament. And Cato showing on his class, his ability to mix aggression. Here we go, a delivery, a pitch up delivery outside the off stump, and Cato on the front foot in that oval, long off into the boundary for 6. A lovely shot, magnificent batting. Here he's on 83, and he's certainly be looking up to get those 3 figures.
Yeah, one would imagine. So it's Imran Smith. Got a big first name there, Imran. He's certainly not Imran Khan. Another drive, more runs. Oh, it's gone through the fielder at long off. More trouble for the BVI. 4 more.
Well, Andrew, poor piece of fielding on occasion from the BVI, and they continue to be very poor in the fielding from the inception. And they will really need to spruce up and to bring back. Grenada is to stop them from scoring in excess of 250. I was looking at 250 the way Cato is going.
Whoa! More trouble for BVI. Hit high and hard over that long on area. That's gone for 6. Cato is on the roll.
Well, good batting again there from Cato. It continues to show that he is capable to get up to this 300, this 100, sorry, that he is 7 away from, Andrew.
Yep, 7 away. So I think you can start the slow hand clap here. And you can pick it up in the microphones as well. He's 7 away from a ton. Get 1. Will he come back for the second? Fielded down on the long on boundary fumble, but he decided not to flirt with danger. He's now gone up to 94 and has batted with tremendous freedom. This has been a wonderful knock by Cato. But he gets the strike again. Ball just clipping the pad, going for leg by. So, the over comes to an end, and it's now 207 for 1. Attention, of course, turned to Cato, who's on 94, and this represents a very, very good position for the Grenada side. Looking good for the semifinals.
Yes,
Shane?
Grenada continues to look very, very good and very, very composed and look like a strong unit. And you really would have to go with Cato on 94 off some 39 balls. He spent 91 minutes at the crease. He struck 10 fours and 7 sixes, 7 massive sixes, Andrew. And BVI seems their bowlers not seem to have any bite in them at all.
No bite.
No bite at all.
All bark.
It's just like that. All bark, no bite. And Grenadians taking this opportunity to make sure that they post a sizable total on the board, and it will be in excess of 230 for sure.
Well, it's going to be Wayne Richards to come into the attack. Another big name, Richards. And he'll see what he can do. He's going to bowl to Regis, who's on 30. As we start over number 17. That's 4 more. 2 short. And pulled away through the wicket. That's gone for 4.
Well, Andrew, the bowling from the BVI been very wayward today. They bowl short, they bowl wide, wayward. They never had a proper line and length to bowl at the Grenadian batsman. As you see again, a short delivery from the bowler and struck up towards the wide long region into the boundary for 4. And 4 welcome runs pushes the score up to 211 for 1. And Regis, he's on 34, Cato on 94. And Grenada looking to press on here.
Yep, you're right. Looking to press on. See a C.O. Williams truck in the distance, of course, spraying some water, which is so very much needed in the country. Stand there, some water rows in the country. And that ball has gone very close to the truck that is spraying the water to keep the dust down. Hit powerfully over that long on area. That's gone for 6. This really is almost like child's play here, really. The Grenadians are having fun in the sun at Lairs in St. Michael.
Well, it's Carnage there. He's really on a go. 40 from 15 deliveries. And as you can see here, we're just getting a flighty delivery, and he's putting that one over that wide long on and into the boundary for 6. And certainly he will be looking up to half century, just 10 away from that.
More runs, more carnage. As I said earlier, call the fire truck. Oh my golly. Spice Masters come early. Oh my golly. Hit high over the top of that bit of wicket. That's gone for 6 runs. And I suspect that it's rolling in the area of Jackson. And immediately umpire Blades is calling for a ball. That was hit with a lot of power again. And the Grenadians making a statement in Bridgetown, Barbados, that they've come here to win. And they've done an extremely good job. So umpire Blades in our picture with his brand name shades on as well is going to get a ball from Young and a holder. So he's chosen one. His balls have been battered and bruised today. Has the ball come back? Yes, there's a gentleman went across the road. Got to be careful going across the road with that traffic, but he's been able to find the ball. The plastic bag couldn't find his brother, but that gentleman found the ball. So 223 for the loss of 1. And of course the oil dung is working here in Grenada. Have you ever had oil dung in Grenada? You've been to Grenada a couple of times.
Yes, I've been to Grenada. I had oil dung.
Wonderful concoction, they tell me.
Yeah, very, very, very much so. Very much so. It's a very, very nice dish.
I wonder how it is made, oil dung. I know there's some lovely dumplings in oil dung.
It's a strongman food, Andrew.
Okay, well then, I may struggle to eat it then, oil dung. Is it the national dish of Grenada, oil dung? Yes. Turned away. They look for the second run here. Will they come back for it? Yes, they will. The return comes in, but Regis is fast, and they're back for the second. So he goes up now to, what's he? 48 he's gone up to now. 225 for 1, so some landmarks are coming up. Regis 2 away from his 50, and Cato is 6 away from his 100.
Well, interestingly, Cato, a small man, but powerful in his short playing.
Well, for once, the ball goes by unmolested. It was outside the off stump. There was the batsman going for the big drive, and the keeper didn't take it cleanly.
Well, we're just two away, Andrew. He'll be certainly looking to come up to this half century, and well, a well-deserving one too.
It's gone fine. Was there any bat into that? It goes into the boundary, just about. No, let's look. No, wides. No bat at all. So he's got to wait a bit. Too wide down the leg side. Further trouble. 230 for one. And the partnership has come up 35 balls, as many as 8 sixes and 6 fours. Cato getting 41 of those and Regis 48. So that partnership was done very quickly indeed before you could say it, the Spice Isle. 100 from just 35 balls. Cato on he's on 96. And this time, Regis gets to his 50, raises the bat. A little paddle away, down to fine leg. That's gone for 4. And he's 52 from just 19 balls with a strike rate of 273, 3 sixes and 5 fours. And Regis is having a grand time here at Lears as the Grenada side pressing on. 17 overs gone. They're 234 for 1, and they're large and in charge at Lears.
Yes, we're just getting a delivery on the line of the leg stump and playing that one down behind square into the fine leg boundary for 4 and reaching his half century. Regis, well-deserved half century. He's batted very well, and these two have built a partnership of over 100. And they mix the defense with aggression. They ran well between the wickets, and they're picking up the occasional boundary. Simply Carnage here. Certainly 234 for 1. On a level score of 230 has been closed the window on that.
Yep, you're right. We welcome umpire Gregory Brathwaite. One of the top umpires. Here's a wonderful shot. It goes over the fielder. And what a way to bring up the 100. Roland Cato on a roll. A ball pitched up, hit high over that wide lawn area. The fielder got his fingers to it, but it sailed away for 6 runs. And this represents a very, very good show from him. Just 41 balls, and in terms of sixes, 9. 10 fours. This has been a super show by Roland Cato.
Well, magnificent innings there from Roland Cato, and he continues to show.
He goes again. Gregory Brathwaite's car's in trouble in the car park. Oh my golly, hope he's well insured as well. With Sagicor. Hit high and hard over the top of that long on area. It's gone for 6. Well, my fellow commentator was talking about 230. He's got to change that now.
Probably in excess of 260 here, Andrew.
I would think so as well. And the Grenadian score is going to have a good old Bajan roti.
They call him Santa, Andrew.
Santa is his name?
Yes, Santa, they call him Santa.
I thought he would try and get some oil down. Have you had any oil down since you've been here? Have you found any Grenadians that get oil down? Oh, he's got dumpling in his roti. Oh my golly. Oh my golly. Roti? I've never had roti in Grenada, though. Do you have roti in Grenada? Are you sure about that? Okay, fair enough. Gregory Brathwaite has had some roti all over the Caribbean. He's with us. Good to see him. Also good to see some audio on the stream for the under-15 as well. It's absolutely ridiculous by Cricket West Indies to have a tournament where you just got audio and no stream, but they've corrected that today because I was just watching a bit of it earlier. My good friend Seth Burton is doing the commentaries along with Vernon Springer. So 247 for loss of 1. And this really is a very, very good performance by Grenada. One of the top teams in the competition. You got to watch them. You got to watch St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Got to watch Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago with Lendl Simmons. I understand he's at Weymouth playing today.
He would certainly bring a boost to that Trinidad side, Andrew.
And to the interest as well in the competition, I would imagine. But pretty good cricket so far we've had. St. Vincent looking very powerful. Grenada as well. Barbados faltering. Let me remind you that 2 o'clock today they play against Antigua and Barbuda. And would want to win that to get into the semifinals. Semifinals are slated for the 8th. Now that ball has gone a long way, using his feet as if he were a spinner, hitting the ball high over the top of that long on area. That's gone for 6. And these two are really enjoying things and really getting ready for Spice Mass, which is going to be in August. Barbados' crop over is in July. Are you a crop over man?
I usually have to work crop over.
Okay, as a policeman. That was it, very powerful indeed. So the 250s come up on the board. Jackie Crick has been very, very busy in terms of our scoring. The noted score from St. Catherine. Turned away. They'll come back for the second surely, and we'll get it. The Grenada policemen seem to be very fit, and policemen should be fit, I would think. And they look very fit indeed. So, what do we have? 18 gone, 255 for the loss of 1. The BVI, they've been questioned, and they've been arrested. I can say that. And one would think, I'm not going to call it yet, but I would be very surprised if they were not jailed here at Lears, because the reality is that they are struggling. They're under pressure and feeling the squeeze like the local economy. 255 for 1, and 2 overs are gone, and you can start to take your bets. 255, what do you think, 280?
I'm thinking around 275, Andrew.
275?
About 275.
All right.
But what you look at, Andrew,
Okay.
is that Regis, he's coming to the crease.
Yeah.
And he's played a cameo, such a lovely innings. He's on 60 from 22 deliveries.
Yeah, tremendous.
He's showing he's really getting after this bowling. BVI continue. They're really out of it, Andrew.
They
don't
are.
Look the part there.
They
at
are
all.
indeed, yeah. I would say that the BVI and Cayman are I would say that the weakest of the teams, really. But you never know. 255 for 1, 2 to come. Cato on a roll, 107. Big name in Grenada, I'm told. More runs. Should get 2. Comfortably, I would imagine. It goes down to fine leg.
More runs for Grenada. And what I tell you, Andrew, the man that retrieved the ball just now, he was my instructor 25 years ago. Mr. Rock. So 257 for 1. We're in over number 19. Being bowled by Batson. And that's gone again. It's 6 runs. There's also a signal, a no ball. So that would be a free hit. A lovely shot there from Cato. They continue to pick up boundaries.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at that, hit very powerful indeed, and it's gone for 6 runs. Disturbing the traffic in the distance on the far side of the ground.
It was also a signal of no ball.
It
so
was,
there
yeah.
will be a free hit.
Free hit.
So my 275, Andrew, is looking very small here. As
Yeah.
Grenada 264 for 1.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder what's the highest score in this regional competition? 270?
270.
Oh yeah, 270
By St. Vincent
by St. Vincent.
of BVI.
Of BVI as well. Oh, well.
So
Good to see female umpire. Hello, how are you from Shoguanas? Am I right? Shoguanas? I know everybody's business. Are you doing the second game? Okay, wonderful. All right. Are you enjoying Barbados? She is enjoying Barbados. All right. Of course I do. Gregory Brathwaite, one of the senior umpires.
you know Gregory Brathwaite was a pacer.
Well, not with a lot of pace.
Yes, he was a pacer.
Yes, I know that.
Well, I know him as a pacer. He's my cousin, Andrew.
Gregory Brathwaite says he was an opening batsman.
I never know his batting ability.
Yeah.
I know his bowling ability.
Yeah. Well, perhaps he maybe started the bowl after he couldn't make runs. Here's another big hit. That's gone. Over long off. Cato. Oh, he's enjoying this. He's going to remember this for quite a long time. This really is absolutely, in terms of the performance by the Grenada side, a performance of power play. There's no doubt about that.
But yes, absolute carnage here by the Grenadians. And Cato, 121.
Yep.
He's certainly getting after the ball. He's enjoying, loving his batting. And that's what you want to do as a batsman. Enjoy your batting.
There he goes again, straight. And it's gone through the fielder. Oh my golly. Coming across from that long on area to long off, straight through him. And that's gone for 4.
So the Wolves continue for BVI in the fielding area. They continue to field poorly. And Grenada capitalizing on those. There's a flighty delivery and Cato on the front. Hit back past the bowler. And you can see the fielder coming around. And
that's swung away. That's gone over the wicket for another 6. Roland Cato, the man from the Spice Isle, is exciting the taste buds. And from the Prime Minister, Mr. Mitchell, right through to the opposition leader, another Mitchell, I would imagine they're quite happy with the performance of Roland Cato, 131 from just 47 balls. And listen to this, a strike rate of 278. He struck as many as 12 sixes and 11 fours. This really is a tremendous performance by Cato. And again he goes, down to backward square. Would have the legs to get there? Yes, it goes for 4.
So Andrew, do you feel a total of 300 is on the cards?
That is what they'll be looking for here. The previous best 270. And one would imagine that with another, what, 7 deliveries to go, they can get those runs. The rate at the moment is 15.08. Cato is 135. There's one to come in over number 19. Here's Cato. Where's that going? Is he going to be caught? No. Skids over third man. That's gone for 4. Third man inside the circle. Well, well, well. So, with 1 to come, Cato 139, Regis 60. After 19 overs, the Grenada Police Force 288 for 1. Unbelievable.
This is carnage, carnage. And Cato and Regis were really enjoying their batting. They're really getting after the ball in here. BVI not looking to park at all. The bowling very wayward. They seem to not come with a plan today, Andrew, to bowl to the Grenadians. And Grenada just all over them in the batting. 288, a possible 300 can come up in the last over.
Yep.
If they keep going this way.
Well, the bets are on. There's no question about that as to whether they'll get to 300. I think they will. So we got 6 balls left, and there are 288 for 1, so they require another 12, and they're scoring at 15.16. So one would imagine that they should, the operative word here being should, get to 300.
Well, London, he comes back into the attack, and so far he's bowled 3 overs, no middens, none for 22.
Yep.
And he has been the best of the bowlers so far.
So London will bowl the last over. So here we go. Last over is about to be bowled. The target, I would imagine, is 300 here. And there'll be a tremendous roar if they get it, I'm sure. Here's London. He starts with a decent delivery. So 5 left. They require 11 to get to 300.
Well, certainly it would be on the cards with Kato in strike. He has been going. And certainly 300 should come up here with Kato being on strike.
I think Kato would also look to get to 150 as well. He's 139. So keep your eyes on that as well. 5 to come. Here we go. London. Oh! 6 to Kato. What a shot. London Bridge is falling down. And London is the bowler. Trouble and more trouble. Well, 295 for 1. Let's keep our eyes on Mr. Kato as well. He's 145. Would love to get to 150, I would imagine.
Well, certainly we want to. That was a short delivery from London outside the off man. Kato on the back foot, pulling it over that mid-wicket region into the boundary for 6. And he moves on to 145, just 5 away from that 150 landmark. And Grenada 295, also needing 5 for 300.
Yep, indeed. Sure, Kato would want to get to his 150 with a 6. Here's London. Oh! That was bowled with a bit of pace. The pace of Gregory Brathwaite. That was pretty sharp, wasn't it? And actually, Kato was beaten for pace.
Yes, that was a delivery upside or something for a bit extra pace on that occasion. And
Yep.
Kato looking to cut, but the ball went through to be cleared by keeper. He was beaten for pace there, making that extra effort.
Yeah, you're right.
On that occasion.
And also a bit of bounce as well. Here we go. Oh, he's bowled him! London can celebrate. Good delivery. Kato looking to swing it out of layers. Has got his stumps disturbed. But what a performance from Roland Kato in the sunshine of layers. 145 from just 52 balls. 130 minutes to the crease. As we see the dismissal, his off stump has been disturbed by London, who punches the air in triumph, but the attention is turned to the former windwards batsman. He raises the bat to the acknowledgement of this crowd here at Lears. This has been a performance worthy of commendation. Brilliant, excellent, superb. Kato 145. In terms of force, he had 13 and as many as 13 sixes with a strike rate of 278. And with 2 to come, Grenada large and in charge at 295 for a loss of 2. Well played, Kato.
Well, that's an excellent display of batting from Roland Kato, Andrew. And he really enjoyed his innings here. And well-deserving 100. Unfortunately, he didn't get to that 150 that you would want, but an excellent innings from Kato.
Do you think they can still get to 300 with 2 to come?
I do think that they can still get to the 300.
St. Hilaire is the new batsman. Let's see what happens. Oh, London has not been bad. The keeper doesn't take it cleanly. And is that going to be signaled by? Let's wait an umpire blaze. Yes. So, the equation now, 1 ball to bowl, 4 to get. Regis is the batsman, but London does not bowl badly at all.
Well, yes, as I told you before, Andrew, he was the pick of the bowlers here today. He's on display, and he really bowled well. And he continued to put the ball in the right areas. He was the one you had to look at.
Yep. You describe him as a kind of a stiff kind of bowler, you know. One that is not expressed, but will fizz through quite nicely. So here we go, last ball. Can they get to 300? Let's see. A drive up to long off, 1. They'll get a second, the return comes in, and they get 2. Will they get a third? Will they look to come back for another one? Let's see what happens. They're going to try for it. The return comes in, and amazingly they got 4. This is for the archives. This is absolutely brilliant. You cannot believe this. It really should have been 1, but it turned out to be 3 extra runs, And from the last ball, Grenada getting those vital 3 runs to reach 300 for 2 with some very aggressive running from the 2 batsmen, St. Hilaire and Regis, with the pace, of course, of a young man called Karani James. And they know about speed, and they were able to make it. But this has been a performance that you'll remember for quite a long time. The Grenada police force showing all the four-set layers in their brilliant sunshine. A performance pregnant with aggression. And this really represents a power show by Grenada. 300 for 2, a rate of exactly 15 as the BVI bowlers were put to the sword. And this is a story that will make primetime sports tonight anywhere across the world. Well done, Grenada, 300 for 2.
Yes, a magnificent innings from the Grenadians, and they continue to show their worth and how strong they are in this unit. And 300, a mammoth total, coming out here with a brilliant innings from Roland Cato, and we just ably assisted.
Tremendous. When you look at it, I mean, Jeremy got 68, batted very well. He started things, Cato, the star, 145 from just 52 balls, 13 fours and 13 sixes, a strike rate of 278. Regis got into the act as well, not out 65 from just 24 balls. Certainly batted extremely well, and in the end, it was a very good performance from them, from their 20 overs, 300 for 2. Let's look at the bowling. Batson, expensive, going at over 20. His 3 overs cost 61. Smith was also carded all about the place. London was the best, I thought, 1 for 33. Richards didn't live up to his name, 61 from 4. Shilkan, he bowled 3 overs for 47 runs. And Mikkel, he got 1 for 37 from 2, going at 18.5. So when you look at that, the BVI bowlers were put to the sword.
Yes, they were really put to the sword here by good batting, quality batsmen, and certainly batsmen that were looking to make Grenada progress in this tournament. They really showed their class, their ability to mix aggression with defense, and also the aggressive running between the wicket was important. They rotated the strike regularly, and Grenada coming up with a mammoth total of 300 for 2. I can't recall a team in 20 overs scoring 300 at all, Andrew.
Yeah, well, it's a tremendous performance from them. We'll have to maybe look into the record books to find out exactly if that has ever been done before at any level. But this is a good performance from them on a pitch which is good for cricket, good cricket pitch. If you can bowl in it, you can get wickets. And of course, if you can bat, you can make runs. And it's the kind of pitch that I would love to see maybe all across the Caribbean. Mr. Newsom, the curator here, take a bow because you've produced a good pitch at Lear. So we're going to take a break. The news is that the Grenada police force all over the BVI, 300 for 2, and the man of the moment, Roland Cato, 145 from just 52 balls, 13 fours and 13 sixes. He certainly had fun in the sun. We'll come back in about 10 minutes. Please join us then.
Welcome back to the second half of action in this first game here at Layers in the Regional Police Cricket Tournament. We've been treated to a beautiful display of hitting. 300 for 2 is what Grenada were able to get up to. And I do believe that that is the biggest tournament that's been put on the board so far for this Regional Police Cricket Tournament. 145 of 52 deliveries for Roland Cato. Jeremiah 68 off of 44. And Sean Delry just not out 65 off of 24. An absolute exhibition in stroke play. But now it's the turn of the British Virgin Islands to see if they can get up to that total. And if not get up to that 300, how close can they get to 300? My name is Joel Manning. Alongside me once again to get things kicking off is Donovan Lovell. Donovan, wow, that's the only word I can use to describe what we saw in the first half of this match.
Well, certainly good afternoon to you again, Joel. Good afternoon to our viewers. Indeed, it was some magnificent stroke play, savage at times, and indeed entertainment for the crowd here. It was indeed licks like peas, as they were saying in Bajan parlance, by the Grenadians.
Licks like peas is the exact definition of what we saw. I'm surprised that we didn't have any more balls lost in that innings, but it was certainly fantastic from Grenada, taking advantage of the conditions as well, because we talked about that wind factor and how batters have to be smart in terms of how they go about playing their shots. A lot of the runs came down to this pavilion end, and we saw the ball holding up in the wind and sailing over us. Getting things opening for the British Virgin Islands, Emery Hines and Shem Stay. And bowling from this pavilion end, it is Josh Thomas.
But what I really like too about the Grenadians, not only were they power hitting, but they ran beautifully between the wickets. They were aggressive also in their running, turning ones into twos, and in some instances, twos into threes. So not only power hitting, but as I said, they really ran well and batted lovely as a unit.
Overall, certainly fantastic cricket from them. 5 balls, into this first over from Josh Day. Quite tall. We've seen some tall fast bowlers really feature in this competition so far.
And they're really loving this pitch here, the seamers. Good bounce, a good carry to the keeper. And you can see they're really charging in, trying to extract as much as they can from this pitch.
The end of over number 1, a good start for Grenada. British Virgin Islands, they are 2 without loss. They won the toss this morning, elected to field first. How do you think they're feeling right now in this position?
Well, to be honest with you, I was a bit surprised that that was the decision they made to bowl first. Nevertheless, that's what they did, and no doubt regretting now. But to be fair with you, even though the Grenadians batted really well, the bowling for the Virgin Islands side was a bit wayward at times. Spots of good bowling, but the majority of the time they were either too short, they were either too wide, too full. And I should say that the Grenadians were aided and abetted, really and truthfully, by some indifferent bowling at times, Joel.
Yeah, you did mention it, that they bowled well in small periods. They didn't get it right in terms of the longer half of things. However, the first innings is done and dusted behind them, and they'll be hoping to get a good start here. Pairing Thomas from the road end will be Amikel Dubisset. And that is a good start. That is the way to chase 300.
That one short, a loosener, more or less, and nevertheless asked to be hit. and it was struck beautifully by Stay through the vacant mid-wicket area, and sped away quickly across this very fast outfield into the boundary for 4. So indeed a good start by him.
And that is a double delight, even better for Stay.
It's a beautiful shot, driven between cover and extra cover. Ball pitched up foolish in length. He got on the front foot, head over the ball as the coach would suggest, and he drove that one magnificently between cover and extra cover. That's gone away for 4. So he started well. The bowler a bit guilty of being a bit too full here in length, and it got the treatment really and truthfully that it deserved. So Stays off to a good start.
They need runs, and they're certainly going after them. Shem Stay, with a name like Stay, they'll be hoping that you can stay out there for a while and really pile on the pressure onto Grenada. I do believe that a good start is what they will need in pursuit of this very mammoth total. I don't think that I've seen 300 put on the board too often in T20 matches.
I don't very much. With him is young Manny Hines, and he'll be facing up, hoping to stay there with Stay and have a good opening partnership.
And just feeling outside the off stump on that particular occasion. With the man at point, you would have to say that a full-fledged cut could have been the better option there, especially to the right or left of him. You guarantee that ball is going to race away. 9 runs from the over so far, 4 deliveries into it. And an easy catch. So the first wicket down. Not the start that BVI would want.
Certainly not. Shortest delivery. He got on the back foot looking to pull. Didn't get the elevation in that shot, and it went straight to the fielder at mid-wicket. And indeed, not the start they would have wanted, chasing a mammoth score of 300. But nevertheless, young Murray Hines quite dejectedly walks back to the pavilion. So a bad start for the British Virgin Island Police Service.
Brief stay at the crease for Hines. Now brings Selwyn Rock to the crease. He'll be batting at number 3 for the BVI, and hoping that they, 1, can put together a partnership, and 2, take advantage of the power play overs. Power play overs being the first 6, where only 2 fielders are allowed outside of the circle. They'll hope that they can, as I mentioned, build that partnership and kick on here at Lairs. The wind is still with us. The sun hasn't joined us for too long. It's been nice, cool conditions for the better half of today. 2 overs gone, 11 for 1. This is the first match of a doubleheader coming up at 2 p.m. Barbados, the home side. They'll be taking on Antigua and Barbuda in what is a must-win match for them. Thomas continues on, good take down the leg side by the keeper. The wind and the angle just pushing that ball down there.
Yes, indeed, a very good take. And as you quite rightfully said, Joel, Barbados in a must-win situation coming in to the second game. No doubt, might probably look at making some changes, but nevertheless, they must win this one if they're to qualify.
Yeah, Barbados, back-to-back losses for them. They lost in that super over versus Grenada, that very tense and tight encounter down at Weymouth. They made their way up to Lears, played versus St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and lost that one. A commanding and convincing performance by SVG. They're looking like they could be on their way to Kensington Oval on Easter Monday. Who knows? Still a lot of cricket to be played. Semi-finals, though, are coming up on Saturday, and a lot of teams still vying for those 4 positions. And as we said, Barbados will hope to be one of those, the defending champions. We would almost might say it might be a little shame if they don't make it there.
Certainly wanting to defend that title. But here, what the British Virgin Islands team need to do, bat normal, take what is given, don't give any early more wickets away, and see. After 10 overs, where they are, that's a good shot to ball played in the offside. See where they are after 10 overs, and then they can probably look to see how close or how best they can get to the 300. But sometimes the pressure of a score, like 300 on the scoreboard, tends to play on their minds, and some teams believe that they must hit every single ball for 6 or 4 chasing this total. You've lost an early wicket, bat normal, so you are after 10, and then you can have a goal.
Well, bat normal are the words coming from Donovan Lovell. They certainly will have to be positive as they go about things here, and it's looked good for them, barring that one mishap in terms of the wicket. 15 for 1, right into over number 3. Certainly rotation of strike will also come into play when you're looking at a total like this in a feature of the Grenada innings. That rotation of strike, that early calling, turning 1s into 2s. One to complete the third, 17 for 1.
Stay certainly continuing to look positive, looking to score, wouldn't only suggest 4s and 6s, but also taking those 1s and 2s, and that might be on offer. But the Grenada side so far, in terms of the bowling, have started pretty well in defense of these 300 runs.
Yeah, if they take a note from how Grenada went about things, especially when batting at what we call the road end, targeting this leg side boundary. You don't necessarily have to get the best of connections. As long as you get the elevation, the wind will do the rest for you. From a Grenadian perspective, they were looking to keep it tight, probably get it wicket to wicket. A chance offered and a chance taken. An easy catch to Jeremiah, sweeping on the cover boundary, and wicket number 2 goes down.
A ball given some with stay slashed at that one. If probably not enough elevation on it, but a good-looking catch taken by the fielder on the cover boundary. And the British Virgin Islands police side in further trouble, losing the second wicket of the score only on 17.
Oh, Dubisset picks up his second wicket. Well judged catch that by Johan Jarma. His experience showing on that particular occasion. Probably thought it was going to fall short of him, but that win factor that we mentioned, just pushing it, making the adjustment and the easy catch in the end. So Stay has to go. He's got 13 from 8. The score now 17 for 2. Well, early trouble for the BVI in pursuit of what is a very daunting total. We talk about scoreboard pressure, and I promise you 3-0-0 on the board is a lot of pressure. A new batter to the crease, Chad Batson. Looks correct, he looks composed. He looks probably to be the man for a crisis. We mentioned that double header, and I can see the side from Antigua making their way now into the venue here at Lirs. They're coming up against Barbados at 2 p.m. Two early wickets down, Donovan. What is the message going out to the guys batting at the crease?
Certainly is a tall task. Is it impossible? I might say nothing is impossible in this game, but you still don't want to be disgraced somewhat. So if you can bat, as I said, as far down as possible, seeing where you are after 10 or 12 overs, you never know. But I will tell you, looking at 300 is indeed a mountain to climb.
Probably seemingly Mount Kilimanjaro at this stage. And as you mentioned, it's really about putting on a good showing. Obviously, we know that there are some teams that are stronger in terms of the experience that they have in their sides. Guys who have probably gone on to play at national levels, gone on to play at first-class levels. So in terms of the balance of some of the sides, we do know that it is heavily favored for some. We look at a side like Grenada, we look at St. Vincent and Grenadines, we look at Barbados, also Trinidad and Tobago having one or two being included in their side in terms of guys who have experience at the highest levels. But still, you know, everybody's come to have fun. You really want to have a good showing at the end of the day. Just joined us, you're watching the Regional Police Cricket Tournament. We're in beautiful Barbados, playing host to this fantastic tournament. So far, we've been treated some beautiful stroke play, not just here today, but across all the other days that have been played in this cricket. And we're making our way down to what should be the grand finale, a beautiful showing at the region's Mecca, Kensington Oval, come Easter Monday. Who will be there? I won't be a betting man and pick two teams just yet. In the end of a successful over for them, 2 runs from it and producing the wicket of Shemstay after 2, 19 for 2.
Yes, indeed. A very good start by the bowling side, the Grenadians. Hitting some good areas, good lines, good lengths. And the British Virgin Islands side, who after a shaky start, no doubt, are looking to consolidate and see how far or how close they can get to this 300 runs.
Yeah, the wicket's falling for the BVI so far. Mary Hines, he went for 1, and Shamstay went in that over. He went for 13. Both wickets going to Dubisset. Michael Dubisset. He's bowled 2 for 11 and picked up 2 wickets so far. The other bowler, Josh Thomas, been steaming in He's about to make his way up that little slope again. Oh my days, that is good. That is sharp stuff. That's what you want to see from your fast bowler.
That was a quick one, Joel. And on target.
That's the most important part, being on target. I guess coming from the Caribbean, watching cricket, you've been treated to many fast bowlers who bowl similar.
Oh, certainly. When you think back about those glory days, all you can do is smile, Joel.
I was born in the 90s, so I wasn't, around, so to speak, in the days of when Kensington was rocking with certain fast bowlers. I've watched footage and I've heard these stories.
Well, certainly. Well, I'm just slightly older than you are, Joel. Well, I've been privileged to see some of those greats like Andy Roberts, Colin Croft, the likes of Malcolm Marshall, Patrick Patterson, Michael Holding. Oh, I'm telling you, I can go on and go on all day, Joel.
And this one is gone into the air. It should be an easy catch. Oh my days, it's hit the floor. Well, I'm not too sure what happened on that particular occasion. What I can guarantee you though is a drop catch. And
well, everyone at the ground really went silent, and they really could not believe that this was just lobbed to mid-off. Easy as you can get it. As you see here, he settled and just floored it.
Well, it was a catch that was easy as Sunday morning, and he turned it into a CXC. Failed it on that particular occasion. A catch goes down, and a life given.
Certainly, but Joel, as we reminisce, Joel, with those fast bowlers, even closer to your era, with Courtney Walsh, the likes of Curtly Ambrose. I had Kenny Benjamin and Winston Benjamin, who are also very, very, very good. We just had loads of good fast bowlers, Joel.
Strangled down the leg side, maybe. Nope. Says umpire Blades, coming off of that hip area, and hence why it was not signaled a wide. Just one delivery left in the 5th over. Thomas trading back to his mark.
Oh, just off the hip area.
They scamper a quick one. And 5 overs have been bowled. 22 for 2. I'm looking over to the left. At one point, I thought that it was getting a bit cloudy, and I am correct. And speaking about clouds, it actually probably could be a bit of rain. The rain is actually broken here as I see the spectators and players just running for a bit of cover.
Yeah, the ground staff is ready. Just a heavy drizzle, but the wind is high, so hopefully it could just blow that cloud away. But so far, play is still continuing, but the ground staff is indeed on the ready, just in case there's signal for the covers by the umpires.
Yeah, the wind has certainly picked up. The rain is with us at the moment. Cricket will continue. We've not had much rain in Barbados recently, so I mean, we would appreciate the showers, just not at this particular time.
Yeah, certainly we've been blessed with loads of sunshine for this tournament so far.
Well, Dubisset into bowl his 3rd. He's chugging away up that hill, the scamper one. And in fact, it's very close. And umpire Blades raised that red threaded finger. Wicket number 3 goes down. It's now 22 for 3.
Yes, looking to play that one in the offside. Looking for the quick single, but unfortunately did not make it in time and the stumps were struck, and the umpire said yes in the affirmative. You've been run out, and the British Virgin Islands side, they are in further trouble, 22 for 3.
Yeah, things going from bad to worse, setting off quite early there. You thought maybe that he would make his ground. Everything said yes, but no, a direct hit. Did not slide the bat in time either. And, well, he's got to lower his head and walk back towards us here in the pavilion. So things going from bad to worse for the BVI, 22 for 3. We're into over number 6. And the showers, well, they're showers of blessing, but they just might prove to be a curse if the umpire calls for the covers. We're going to play on.
Yes, as I said, the wind is blowing, and the clouds are high, and it's a good breeze coming across the ground. So no doubt, shortly, those clouds, or this one particular cloud that's here with us, will surely just pass over the ground. So no covers at this point as we continue.
Imran Smith has made his way out to the crease. He's hoping that he can be the savior for BVI. They certainly need a partnership. They need some runs. They need someone to put up their hand and shine, unlike the sun that's not with us at the moment. A quick pass over, I've been told. So things just clearing ever so slightly here at Layers. If you want to make your way down, there's certainly room for you. A couple trees under which you can shade and shelter. It makes for a lovely picnic. A double header on our hands today. The second match coming up at 2 p.m. There's been a good opening spell by both Thomas and Dubisset. Okay, 2 wickets going to Dubisset, 1 via the run-out route, making that 3 down for the BVI. The bails are up. I'm a little confused because I think that it could be out. There's confusion out there. A bit of uncertainty. I saw the bail fly. And that question is, did the bail come backward or did it go forward? That's always an indication.
It's pretty close, as we see here on the replay.
I actually think it could be the keeper's hand, maybe. That hit it. I'm looking at the direction that the bail flew, and the bail went to the right. On that replay, it could be the keeper's hand that took the bail. It was very close. It might need another camera angle, one which we don't have today to verify, but given how the keeper went down the leg side, the bail going to the right, I'm telling myself that the hand action is what took the bail to the right. Usually bail gives you an indication. Another look there, keeper going across.
It's tight, Joel, tight.
I'm going to go with inconclusive. The umpire's decision was not out on that occasion. Based on what I'm seeing, it is extremely close on that replay. The keeper's hands were close to the stump as well. I couldn't even see where the ball ended up. Maybe it ended up in the keeper's hand as well. We get that replay once more. I've seen 3 plays and I'm still uncertain So that what I can tell you though is the official decision is not out by the umpire, and that's the end of the power play. 6 overs gone, 26 for 3.
Yes, indeed. The Grenadians doing really well here. Have them in a stranglehold. 26 for 3, as you said. And you're wondering, as well as the British Virgin Islands side, where would these runs come from, if any at all. But certainly bowling well, the Grenadians.
Yeah, they're certainly bowling well. A wonderful power play for them, restricting BVI to 26 for 3 in those 6 overs. The pair of Thomas and Dubisset bowling quite well in tandem. Well, Thomas, he's going to bowl his 4 straight. And this time it's too short over the keeper, and that's 5 wides.
That one simply took off shortish and really took off. The keeper had no chance, and some good pace being generated here by Smith, who is operated from the northern end.
Yeah, you would have to tell yourself that that little light sprinkle we got as well might mean that the ball might just skip off the surface here at Lears a bit more. Might just freshen up things just a touch here for the fast bowlers, as we saw on that particular occasion, the ball just jumping out of the surface. We have seen some good bumps.
He looks a skiddy bowler as well, Smith. Bustling approach to the crease. He looks fit. He's accurate most of the time. And I can't help but to say that this Grenada side certainly looks a very good outfit.
He's really looked good, Josh Thomas, into his 4th. And 3.2 overs for 16 runs. Had a chance to see him across a couple games in this regional police tournament, and he's been a handful for many that have faced him. Here again, proving the same versus the BVI. Being able to string together a few dot balls after bowling that wide, so he's found back that line, that length that proved to work for him in the earlier overs.
Yeah, certainly, and he's making sure that he's consistent in that line as well, and it's proven to be quite difficult for the British Virgin Islands police side to score off of Smith.
Going for the variation on that occasion. The first signs of taking some pace off the ball from Josh Thomas. He's opted to go fast and into the surface for majority of his deliveries, going for the slower ball on that occasion, outfoxing Imran Smith, the pair of Chad Batson and Smith at the crease, unable to rotate the strike, unable to find the boundaries in a spot of problems. Works it into the leg side on that occasion. It certainly will be a case of looking to probably rotate the strike a bit more for this pair. Batson's been at the crease now for 12 balls. Smith, he's been there for 8. So in terms of the context of a T20 match, they've been there with enough time to probably assess the conditions and start to turn things around a little bit more. Goes for that variation again. Can't get anything from it after 7, 32 for 3.
Yes, indeed. A very good over again here from the bowler who looks to continue to peg away. As you said, good variation using that slow delivery. And the batsmen who really are struggling here to put anything together in terms of getting any kind of runs at all, as the Grenadians continue to pile the pressure on, keep squeezing, as they will say, and the British Virgin Islands side really, really under pressure.
Certainly pressure is on Dubisset, the bowler that's picked up 2 wickets, and he is also going to complete his 4 here. Not often that you see the opening bowlers in T20 match bowl 4 each on the trot. But then again, it's not often that you see 300 being scored in the T20 either. So Dubisset, he's picked up 2 for 15. He'll be hoping that he can probably take 1 more with him. On the flip side of it, BVI will be hoping that they can get the measure of him in this over. Asking the man that was that short fine leg to make his way back onto the boundary. There's also a man down at 3rd man, a man sweeping on the cover boundary, and a long on and a long off. Those are the fielders outside of the circle. Don't forget the power play has been completed, so 5 can be outside. Goes into the block hole. And certainly in terms of things like looking at variations and going to the block hole, those are the types of deliveries that you tell yourself will be, I guess, kind of these stock balls almost in a T20 format.
Yes, certainly. And it all depends on the situation of the game. The Grenadians could try almost anything now because it's highly unlikely that 300 will be raced by the British Virgin Islands side.
Well, whipped away quite nicely. And the boundary for the BVI, a welcomed boundary for them. It's been some time since they've found the ropes here at Lears.
Yes, that one angled down the leg side. He only had to help it around the corner. That's what he did. Just got some bat on it, and on the quick outfield, just sped away for 4.
Quick outfield indeed, and a lot of space on that leg side, and not where Dubisset would want to be. When you think about the field that he has set, that delivery, the follow-up delivery, certainly a lot better. Finding his way down to Johan Jeremiah at 3rd man. The field is somewhat offside bias, so he's going to want to stick in and around that off stump. Probably not give too much room though. Just as soon as I said not give too much room, that one shortened. Flirting with danger almost, because anything on that one probably would have flown away. This one goes up and comes down in the hand of Long On. So another one bites the dust here. It's now 38 for 4.
Ball pitched up. He went for the big one. He got it high. He didn't get the distance he wanted on it. And in the end, it was an easy catch for the fielder Long On. So further trouble for the British Virgin Islands police side as they've lost their 4th wicket. You see, he got height. He didn't get the distance. And an easy catch coming around to his right. And further trouble for the BVI side who are reeling at 38 for 4. And the writing is certainly on the wall. And the Grenadians here in Barbados, as they say, our cock-a-hoops, are looking to march easily at a victory, as the British Virgin Islands side are struggling and really under pressure.
The batter dismissed Imran Smith. He went for 4. We've seen most batters who've attempted to take on long on not doing it successfully because of that win factor that we've talked a lot about over the course of the matches that have been played here today. The higher you get it, the harder it is to clear that boundary. Wayne Richards is the new batter, and he's off the mark immediately. That brings us to the end of it, 39 for 4.
And it was also a case, Joel, because of the quick nature of the pitch, the batsmen tend to sit back on the back foot. So realizing then after being on the back foot, the ball was full, he obviously then went for that lofted drive with the weight all on the back foot. So obviously you can't get the distance that you would normally get if you were coming forward, momentum into the delivery. So you were just guilty, as they say, as camping on the back foot and then trying to hit that one over a long on for 6. But indeed, some fine bowling here by the Grenada side, who've been bang on target so far, giving almost nothing away, as they make the BVI side continue to fight hard for every single run.
As expected, there will be a change from the pavilion end. Thomas completing his 4, none for 17. It will be Nicholas Redhead. So more pace from this pavilion end for Grenada. Can he keep the pressure on? Or can BVI find some boundaries, find some runs, and get the momentum going for themselves in this innings? He starts in expected fashion, going into the surface. Pacers have really enjoyed bowling here at Lears in the morning games. They've enjoyed bowling at Weymouth because there's been some bunks for them down there as well. I guess overall you have to say that they've enjoyed bowling in Barbados.
Certainly, the pitches have been to their likings in terms of the Pacers. Even at the other venue, Weymouth is pretty bouncy as well. So they're certainly enjoying themselves here on these quick pitches provided for them at both venues.
Some more sharp, short, fiery stuff here at Lears. Good cricket all around, you would have to say. A good delivery, well left. The wind continues to pick up here at Lears. Everything is shaking almost in its wake as more spectators join us as we get closer to that second match. The home team of Barbados, they'll be up against Antigua and Barbuda. Once again, do another fabulous day of cricket here in the Regional Police Cricket Tournament. Grenada, they batted first, and they got up to 300 for 2 in their 20 overs. 301 needed for the BVI. They're currently 40 for 4. This one pops off the bat. And a diving effort, but can't get there. Gave it everything on that particular occasion. But luck going in favor of the BVA, and they will need a lot more of that.
Another quick delivery, Joel. Bounce, I think, was the main factor here, which really undid the batsman.
That one, the previous delivery came off what we would call the splice of the bat. It was coming forward, and that bounce that you talked about in the surface, meaning that it hit high on the bat, popped into the air. man at point couldn't get around to get a hand under it. It was a valiant effort, but an effort gone a begging, an effort in vain. Absolutely brilliant and fantastic catch. The batter is walking, and everything has been going Grenada's way.
Yes, certainly. Keeper who was heading down the leg side, that one took the edge. He changed directions and went to his right and pulled off a magnificent catch. And I'm telling you, that was top class work. That is someone who's not only fit, but quite agile as we see the replay.
Brilliant.
Going to the leg side first and going back to his right and taking a magnificent catch, Joel.
Brilliant. No words can truly describe that catch. Having to transfer his weight, move it in another direction, and taking what we call a spectacular grab to get rid of a Wayne Richard. He goes for 2. 41 now for 5.
As you see again, down going to the leg side first, changing direction, and that is indeed magnificent stuff here by the wicketkeeper.
Yeah, it certainly was a wonderful grab. He would want to see that replayed time and time again. It's always challenging having to take your body in another direction to be able to get a hand to it. He got both gloves to it.
Certainly.
And snagged what they call in Australia as a specky. It was one for the ages and one that he would probably want to grab in every game that he plays. 41 for 5. We're into over number 9. Jamal Mickle strides out to the crease. And he's greeted with more hostility. 9 overs gone, 41 for 5.
Yes, indeed. He said, welcome, with a short delivery that was spacey again. And no doubt he's a redhead that's charging in. He's bowling quickly and he's accurate. And the British Virgin Islands side could only hope that they gifted something in terms of they were bowling here from the Grenadians, but indeed they're getting nothing at all as the Grenadians continue to look good, look very, very good here at Lears.
They've certainly imposed themselves on the opposition with the bat. A very commanding performance, and have turned around and doubled down with the ball here this afternoon. The first signs of spin is going to be Johan Jeremiah coming from the road end. He got things off to a fabulous start, did Jeremiah.
As you see the police, the Barbados Police Service looks like, is that this side coming in? Or this is Antigans?
That's in fact, I believe, the Antigans that you were seeing on screen.
Police force who now made their way to the venue.
First signs of spin produce a single from the first delivery. I mentioned the fact that Jeremiah with the bat got things off to a fantastic start for the BVI side. He got 68 from just 44 deliveries this morning to really get things going in partnership with Roland Cato, who in fact got 145 off of 52 deliveries. That partnership got him up to 127 before the fall of the first wicket.
And I'm telling you, if you missed it, you miss, I'm telling you, a magnificent display of batting by the Grenadians. They were not only aggressive in stroke play, but they also were aggressive in their running. And they really, really put on a beautiful show here today for all those who will have been fortunate to be here and also viewing.
Well, he doesn't get all of that. Might think of 2, settle on 1. Well, the name of the game for BVI is runs. Can they get them? How do they find them? How do they hit the gaps here today? at Lears. 43 for 5, not the position that they would want to be in, but it's certainly not over for them just yet. Tight stuff by Jeremiah. He bowled well yesterday versus Barbados. He batted well today, and he's following it up. You would have to say that he's in high spirits here.
The way that I would certainly play, Joel, because getting to 300 here is impossible. I'm going to be defeated, okay, but not disgraced. So I'll bat the remaining of the overs out, make sure they don't dismiss me, and settle for whatever I end up with in the end. Because
Go
300
for one.
runs.
And oh, that was close.
Oh, yes.
Had he hit, I guarantee you, he was gone for all his money. Instead, though, it's one more to the total. Living dangerously, dancing on fire, you would have to say, the BVI.
But certainly make sure that they're not dismissed as a batting unit.
We're now at the halfway stage of this BVI innings. After 10, 44 for 5.
Yes, Grenadians, the Grenada Police Service Force are certainly large and in charge here. They've completely dominated this game so far, both with the bat and the ball, and should go on to win this encounter quite easily.
Yes, certainly in terms of balance, everything is in their favor. The scales have tipped towards Grenada. But in terms of what BVI could probably look to take from this game, it will probably be a partnership. Yes, they can't get to 300, but can they get a partnership going? Can they get some runs flowing? Because I believe, like I said, obviously when you're looking at how these sides are stacked up, some sides bring a lot more experience to the table, and we do expect or predict that the results will favor the sides who are stacked a little better. But at the end of the day, you know, they've come over to have what is a very good tournament, and you would still hope that they can piece together a tournament, get some runs on the board. I do believe that that would put a smile on their faces. But it's the halfway stage, and I'm now going to make some room for Andrew Mason to come into the commentary position.
All right, well, the players are refreshing themselves. The Grenada Police Force should go on to win this. Of course, at 2 o'clock today, there's a big game on. Barbados up against Antigua and Barbuda. And Derek Merlin, the captain of the Antigua side, as we preview this game, has just come to have a quick word with us. Hello, sir. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well enough.
All right, you told me you have a bit of a problem with your voice?
Yes, yes.
All right, okay, but of course all of Antigua want to hear from you. You got a big game at 2 o'clock today against Barbados. Looking forward to that?
Yes, we are.
All right. So far in the tournament, you haven't had the kind of success, but this is a big game. You've had a victory, and if you win, certainly this afternoon, you're in with a shot.
Yes, 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 we are. We will be very, we will be in greater standings to make the final four,
Okay.
for the semi-finals.
How you found the competition so far?
It's very competitive. Once you make a mistake, other teams will do their best to capitalize to make sure that you stay down.
Right.
So actually, you have to do your best to minimize the mistakes and do your best to stay on top.
All right. So in the games that you would have played so far, how have you found the going? It's been tough.
It's been tough, I will say, but the team is in good spirits, and them guys are willing to push through anything that they have to push through in order for us to get the job done. And we have been getting better from strength to strength, basically, for each game we have played thus far.
Right. All right. Big clash, as we said, at 2 o'clock. Lots of people on the stream. What would you have to do to beat Barbados in your view? Tell us.
Play the better cricket.
Oh, I like that answer. Play the better cricket and you win.
That's it.
I would think so. You're just about to have your lunch. How have things gone in terms of accommodation? I know that Barbados full of hospitality. Things have gone well for you so far?
It hasn't been bad, to be honest. The accommodation has been good. I would say. One or two times in terms of getting to the games,
Okay.
in terms of the lunch has been a little bit behind. Like
Right,
now,
right.
we're playing at 2 o'clock, but we're going to eat just before we
Okay, right.
basically. So that will be a challenge.
Right,
In the sense of, I already explained to the guys, remember, we got to eat light now.
Right.
Before we take the field. But other than that, the hospitality has been good. The drivers have been excellent.
Right.
I wish they're very accommodative, and they do the best to make sure that they work along with us as a team, basically.
Well, the game has resumed, so we're not going to take up too much of your time. Are you a police officer as well?
Yes, I am.
Sergeant?
No,
Constable?
no, Constable.
So if you win this tournament, you may be promoted.
Well, you can speak to
I
Commissioner
would think so as well. What's the name of your commissioner?
Commissioner Atlee Rodney.
What's his name?
Commissioner Atlee Rodney.
Hello to Commissioner Atlee Rodney. I'm sure you're watching the stream, and this gentleman is taking some pictures. You're going to send them to Mr. Rodney for you. He's a legend, of course. Absolutely, absolutely. You see, that smile is as broad as Antigua and Barbuda, too. We tend to forget Barbuda. I want to thank you for coming to the microphones, and I wish you all the success in the big game against Barbados with Sarsa, too.
Thank you very much.
All right. What do you have to say to the people back in Antigua before you go? Say hello to your friends. Say hello to the Prime Minister, Mr.
Hello.
Gaston Brown. You know, it used to be the land of the birds, then the Spencers, now it's the land of the Browns.
I'll let everyone back at home watching, and don't give up hope.
Don't give up hope. Hope urges on and tells us tomorrow will be better.
Yes.
I thank you for coming to the microphones.
You're welcome.
There you have it. All right. So, captain of the Antigua and Barbados side, just about to have some sumptuous Barbados lunch. I can see some macaroni pie and what else do they have there? Some rice. There's pork as well. Is that your favorite? Proper pork, of course.
Proper. Certainly, Andrew, certainly.
There's a supermarket in Barbados that promotes his pork as proper. And, but at the moment, things are not proper for the Virgin Islands. They really have been questioned and arrested and will be jailed. There's no doubt about that. 47 for loss of 5 represents a performance from the Grenada Police Service worthy of commendation. They've done very well. So here we go. Redhead. Chance for a run out. Oh, missing the stumps. The batsman was a long way out of his crease. A little bit surprised that the keeper didn't come to the stumps, really. We see that in the monitor in a short while. But he aimed at the stumps and wasn't able to hit them. Batsman was a long way out of his crease when that happened. But they lived to fight another battle. So once again, let me tell all of the viewers, Barbados up against Antigua and Barbuda. The game starts at 2 o'clock, a big game. The Barbados side lose in 2 matches. Antigua and Barbuda have won 1. So if they win, well, it could be very interesting in terms of who will qualify. Oh, in the air. Well, well, well. Banged in short. And he really cuffed it. I mean, what did he do there? Catch taken by the bowler. And this represents another strong performance by Grenada on a pitch that I think they would want to carry back to Grenada, anywhere in Grenada, in Grenville, of course in St. George's, at the National Stadium there. This is a pitch that has got lots of pace and bounce. And to be honest with you, I have not seen a pitch like this in quite a long time. And I've traveled across the Caribbean, from Kingston, Jamaica, to Arnes Vale, of course, in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And this pitch really is a good one. Look at that, banged in short. And the batsman really couldn't do too much about that. Almost self-preservation. Catch taken, well bowled, good bouncer.
Yes, indeed. Not only was it a very quick delivery, it was bang on target. And even before the batter could react, it was on him. And all he could do really and truthfully was to surrender.
Yeah.
Easy catch back to the bowler. And the British Virgin Islands continues to struggle here at Lears.
Yeah, they are struggling. They're struggling big time here. 47 for the loss of 6 wickets now. Talking about Arnesville, only recently I heard that President Shallow is saying that cricket may come back to St. Vincent and the Grenadines at Arnesville. They haven't played there for quite a long time. Said the problem would have been the lack of hotel accommodation. So let's see what happens. President Shallow, who was not challenged, sure he's listening to the broadcast, watching it. Congratulations to you. Redhead looks good, doesn't he?
Certainly. Tall, lanky-looking fast bowler. Looks strong. Really bowling quickly here. Quick spell so far by him. He's accurate. He's bang on target, and he's proven to be quite difficult for the batsman from the British Virgin Islands police side.
Indeed. So 48 for 6 with some 11 overs gone. So whopping 253 more to get. But when you look at the rate required, I'm going to say this slowly, they require to score at 28.11. So they need to get Cigar-Free Sobers out of retirement if they're going to do that. But this really is a powerful performance by this men from Grenada.
Andrew, I'll tell you how difficult it is, Andrew. It is easier, Andrew, to put the iceberg that sank the Titanic in a glass of lemonade.
Really?
Before the British Virgin Islands.
Oh, I'd never heard that one before.
Could get up to 300.
After this, can you repeat that? Can you say that again?
It's easier,
Yes?
Andrew, to put the iceberg that sank the Titanic in a glass of lemonade.
Oh, my golly.
Before the British Virgin Islands sank again.
Lemonade with ice?
Oh, loads of ice. That would be Andrew.
Indeed, of course, lemonade is always welcome in Barbados, especially in these times where it's so hot.
And he's run out,
Yeah.
Andrew. He
Well,
has run out.
interesting.
Looking to go for the sharp single. And the return came in, struck the stumps, and he's gone.
Gone. So this shows the Grenada side. Good pickup. And umpire Tremaine Prescott gave that out in a good position. So further trouble. Let's have a look at this here. Here we go. Played across it slightly. And look at the indecision. Just taken a long time to move off. And yeah, stump struck just about. No, he wasn't really jogging. He wasn't really running quickly. He was out jogging. And umpire Prescott, that deadly finger went up. And he goes back. So further trouble for the British Virgin Islands. They are now, listen to this, in big, big trouble. They're 48 for the loss of 7. And the men from the Spice Isle, I suppose they'll tell you that their Spice Masters has come early, really. Of course, that is around August? August?
Maybe it's the launch of Spice Master.
Maybe it's the launch of the Spice Mass. Wonderful indeed. Launch of the Spice Mass. Of course, crop over just around the corner in Barbados. Are you a crop over man?
Certainly. I really do enjoy it, especially about the Calypso time.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Who's your favorite Calypsonian?
Andrew, you're going to love this one, but I'm going to say it.
Tell me.
You're going to enjoy it, Andrew. A red plastic bag, steps from Wiltshire, followed by the mighty Gabby, 1 and 2.
Oh.
Third, I can toss it around.
Oh, toss it around. Well, so red plastic bag is your favorite man, followed by the mighty Gabby. who's
Anthony
75
Gabby
not out.
Carter.
Yes. Oh, good old red plastic bag.
Doctor.
Oh, yeah, we got to give him his title, yes.
Anthony.
Yeah. The most honorable.
Most honorable.
Yep. Of course, red plastic bag won the title 10 times. The last time would have been in 2012. I was there. And that was the year when they didn't go to the stadium or to Kensington. They went up to the gymnasium. Remember that very well. And he won. In case you didn't know, he's from a place called Bayfield, deep in rural Barbados, St. Philip. Barbados' best parish. All right, so I'm getting my lunch rather early. See some beets there and some good old fish. I think nowadays fish in Barbados is so expensive. Are you going to have fish for this holy season?
I'm not really a fish person, Andrew, but because it's the holy season, I probably just have a little bit of it.
So the answer is no.
Not a lot.
Okay, fair enough. 50 for 7. Very expensive fish in Barbados. So what if it's that expensive in Grenada? I think you get, what, 10 in a pack for about $30 now. Oh my golly, what's going on in Barbados? Fish is so expensive. My father was a fisherman, but he's gone to the great beyond. In fact, there's some people who are actually going and catching their own fish now. There's some people who are catching their own fish now, it's so expensive. Of course, the tuna is very popular in St. Vincent and, of course, in Grenada as well. Here's Redhead. That's gone through. Will they look for the second here? No, they won't. So it's good to see the former policemen coming out to watch the team. See our good friend Mr. Bannister behind us. He's got a very interesting shirt. Victory shirt. And of course, the commissioner of police, Mr. Richard Boyce, on, I think it was Sunday, or was it Sunday or Monday, came to Weymouth and took a picture. Came on Monday and took a picture with the police team, Mr. Richard Boyce.
But I missed all of the action, Andrew. Shad Baxon for the British Virgin's Island side, he's on 16 and really not looking bad at all.
No, he's looked the best batsman in the side so far. That was a bit of an off-for-me shot. I think he was expecting a short ball. And in the end, it was pitched up, and he looked very awkward. When we see that under the monitor, it's not the kind of shot you'll invite the schoolboy to see. He was running down to square leg. So as we said, the big game on at 2 o'clock, Barbados up against Antigua and Barbuda.
A must-win game for both, Andrew.
Barbados have rather faltered, really, in this competition. They've got to watch it. Ooh, banged in short. Not with the same pace as the deliveries before, but still effective. So we had a chat with the captain of the Antigua and Barbuda side, and it would be good maybe to have a chat with the captain of the Barbados team. So Brad Remy, not looking all that comfortable with the pace generated. We want to really thank the organizing committee for putting this together. I could imagine the work that would have been done to get this competition running. Acting Sergeant, Station Sergeant Trevor Griffith, Leslie Prescott very much a part of it as well. Not a short delivery, but he gets 4. And there's a shot of yeah. Well, it was a kind of an off-for-me shot, as they would say in Barbadian parlance, but it was effective. I don't think he likes the pace bowling here. And had there been a slip, he would have been gobbled.
But he played that one really well in the end. Opening the face of the bat and steering it down.
Have a look at that. Are you sure?
Ah, yes. Very well played.
Oh, very well played.
Very well played.
So you give him 10 out of 10 for that?
10 and a half.
10 out of 10. All right. Here we go. I don't think you give him 10 for that, though. So the action continues. Now 13 overs gone. The British Virgin Islands, they're struggling. They're 55 for 7. And let me tell you, in case you want to know, the rate has gone to 35.14.
Gettable.
Is it?
If you call back some of the old stalwarts,
Yes.
Brian Lara,
Brian
I'm
Lara.
going to throw in Vivian Richards.
Yeah.
Give me the Richie Richardson.
Yeah.
And I can get it at 35 and over.
Yeah. What about Desmond Haynes? Joe
Oh,
Louis?
the right honorable.
Yeah.
Certainly, certainly.
Yeah. Gordon Greenwich with his lovely back cut. But it'd be interesting to hear from you in relation to your view about the whole question of Gordon Greenwich and these guys, Sir Gordon, of course, Vivian. Of course, they didn't play T20, but do you think that they would have done well in T20?
Well, Andrew, I would just simply say this. The likes of those guys would have done a tremendous job in any era. Those guys were extremely good, extremely talented, and also hardworking. And any era, those guys would have done well.
Yeah. All right. So you spoke about the batting. The last year with the bowling in a minute. No. You reckon that Greenwich and Haynes and Richards would have done well in T20? What about the fast bowlers, Marshall and company?
Again, superb players. These guys would have done, taken wickets. I'm telling you, Andrew, they were just that good. So if it was then, now, whenever, 40 years from now, 80 years before, those guys would just have been excellent players.
Yeah, and Colin Croft at your throat all the time, Colin. I think these guys would have bowled aggressively. Well, I'm getting a call from Ralph Thorne, KC. It used to be QC. It's now KC. Ralph, you called me yesterday. I was on the radio, and you're doing it again. What I'll ask you to do, Ralph Thorne, is to leave if there's Parliament today, and just come to the ground and watch the cricket. You promised you will be certainly coming to watch the game. Barbados up against Antigua and Barbuda. It starts at 2 o'clock. That's going to be called a wide. Chance for a catch. They look to come back for the second here. He put his skates on. Not quite of the pace of an Obadele, but he got home. All right, well, we heard earlier, of course, from the captain of the Grenada side. We're building up towards the big game. It starts at 2 o'clock. And we're now joined by the captain of the Barbados team, Roger Williams. The last time I spoke to the Barbados captain, there was another gentleman in Mr. Sargent. So has there been a change?
Not necessarily that there has been a change, but for team strategy, this particular game, I was sitting on the sideline, so as an experienced campaigner.
Okay,
for this game,
so you are in the side now. Who are you replacing?
Oh, young Venice Vaughn.
Okay,
He's not
so
here
Venice
today. He has
Vaughn
a
is not
trial
going to be,
game.
okay. He has got a trial game, so, but you come in as the captain.
Yes.
Wonderful, but you've got the experience. We want to look, of course, at that big game. Good to have you, Roger. Barbados have not done as well as you would have expected. What's the problem after this delivery? So the tapes are rolling, 61 for loss of 7. It'll make a good story in primetime sports tonight. Down the leg side. You lost to St. Vincent and the Grenadines and to Grenada. What happened there?
It's definitely two tough losses, but I think that as a unit we can regroup. I think we just need to get our combinations correct, and our bowlers need to work in partnership.
Right.
I believe we have enough depth in our batting, but we just need to get that execution right.
Yeah, that's going to be very important. And the game against Antigua and Barbuda that starts at 2 o'clock is crucial. You need to win this one. Because Antigua, they've already won already. You've only won one. So you won't want a situation where you lose. You certainly have got to win this one, I would imagine.
Well, definitely a lot is at stake, and we are aware of it, but we're not putting any pressure on ourselves. We're just going to go and try to execute our skills because it's important that we do so. So that calmness is important.
Right, indeed. So any other changes to the side? You said that Venice Vaughn The under 19 guys is not in the side. Any other changes?
Well, they're just going to make one additional change where Alva Alexander,
Right.
Ramon Herwood, he's going to come in
Okay.
and replace.
So the two changes to
Two
the side.
changes to the
Vaughan and Alexander out. Haywood in.
Yes.
And you come into the side
Yes.
as the captain and opening batsman as well.
Well, that's yet to be decided. I think our openers were doing a pretty good job.
Right.
So more of experience. That's what we really want in our unit.
Right.
So I'm really flexible. You know.
Flexible. You've always been a flexible guy. So I'm not going to keep you too much longer. I'm sure you're looking forward to the game. You had your lunch already?
Yeah, definitely. So it's all about just getting yourself mentally prepared and ready for the game. So that's what it's really all about at this stage.
And the local season starts, of course, on April the 15th. Roger, you participating? You playing this year?
Yes, I will be there. I think that we still have a lot to offer, especially in our unit.
Yes.
There's some young guys, that I can offer much guidance with my experience over the
Right.
years. So that's really my role now in the team as a mentor to these younger players.
How many teams would police have this year? Still?
Well, we only will be participating as a first division unit,
First
and
division.
second division. So
Okay.
2 teams you have in the BCA
Okay.
competition.
So, but you could have had an intermediate?
Yes, that is
Rules? Okay.
within the making.
So it's the first division and the second division.
Second division.
All right, see. And you were captain of the first division?
Well, no, we still have our general elections and stuff.
Oh,
of
okay, to come.
captains and stuff. So,
Okay. So
that will
that
be
appointment
decided
will
as
be
well.
made pretty soon, I would imagine.
Definitely.
Are you interested in being captain?
But I'm interested always in offering my services to
Right.
police. I'm that kind of guy that I would play any role that the team needs.
Right, indeed. Well, when I first saw you, I really thought you might have gone on. You looked a good player.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but of course, your job here now is to beat Antigua and Barbuda, get police into the semifinals, and then win the finals at the region's Mecca.
Yes, and as I've said before, we have been in this position, so we know how to dig ourselves out.
Right. Thank you very much indeed, Roger Williams.
Yes, thanks for having
Of
me.
course, the business of a leader is to turn obstacles into stepping stones and disaster into triumph, and you must be inspired by that thought, my friend. Thank you. All right, here we go. So another wide. Jonathan Carter has also joined us as well. Good to see Jonathan Carter. Thought he might have been a guest player for the police side. Man who served Barbados with distinction over the years. Good to see him with his son, who I understand loves his cricket as well. So I certainly do love Lears. It's a wonderful venue, right? Friendly in terms of people coming to watch it. No problems with parking. And all in all, it's a lovely venue. I understand the games are going to be here tomorrow as well? Okay. So we're winding down, of course, to the semifinals on Saturday, and then the big final at the region's Mecca. In case you didn't know, that's Kenta de Novo. Get a lot of flack across the Caribbean when I say the region's Mecca, My friends in Jamaica and Antigua and Guyana, they don't like it, when I say the region's Mecca, but it is. 65 for 7. Some 16 overs gone. The British Virgin Islands under tremendous pressure. And you can see the players just beginning to warm up. Looking pretty interesting there, the Barbados players in a must-win game. They've put themselves in that position. So Darryl Cyrus continues. It's been pretty good going indeed for the Grenada side. So Donovan Lovell has rejoined me. Donovan, I'd love you to do an assessment of all the teams so far that you've seen. Have you seen Trinidad?
Certainly. But the standout team, for me, I got in a little trouble for this yesterday, but at the Vincentian side, those guys look, they look super fit.
Right.
They're batting well.
And bowled well.
Bowling looks good. That's one team. The Grenadians certainly are looking the part as well. So that's my two teams so far. In terms of an all-round game,
right.
They seem to have it. Batting, bowling, and especially in the field, they're absolutely dynamic. So those two stand out so far. The Barbadian team, they have been good, but good in patches.
Right.
They need to bring their all-round game if they want to successfully defend their crown, being the winners of this tournament last time around.
So the news is from the Barbados camp is that Roger Williams has come in. He takes over as captain. And Alexandra Alva has lost his place to Ramon Haywood. So those are the two changes made by Barbados. Well.
Bowl down, is he?
Yes, indeed. Happens so easily. And the British Virgin Islands really going apart. There's no doubt about that. They're going to lose this, and they're going to lose it big.
Certainly, Andrew. Never really suggested that they were going to compete here today. I think they lost it when the Grenadians scored 300. And the body language was suggesting to me that they know that it's all over. The fat lady began singing overs ago, as we see here.
Oh, stumps disturbed.
Looking for a mighty straight hit. And he's bowled all over the shot, as they would say. So I'll bravely say, Andrew, I'll take a chance and say Barbados, Trinidad, Grenada, St. Vincent. That's my four.
So you reckon that Barbados will beat Antigua and Barbuda?
They're going to qualify.
And that is based on what?
They've made some adjustments to some players. A seamer who comes in today, Ramon, who is pretty, not only steady, but he does a bit with the ball. He is going to feature here today when there is their chance to bowl. And we've not yet seen the best of Larry Babb.
No, I agree with that. And interesting, the captain, Roger Williams, talked about tweaking the batting order because I think, to be honest, I think they've got it wrong, to be honest with you. So it's going to be interesting to see what he brings to the table. He's lots of experience, knows his cricket, good tactician, so we shall see. So another over gone. In fact, now 17 gone, 68 for loss of 8. And in case you're interested, the run rate required is 77.
Yeah, certainly, as you said, Roger Williams, one with loads of experience, will have gone to senior trials as well.
Yes.
And at one stage was pressing for that opening position for Barbados. But I think the mistake, Andrew, that a lot of captains make, they tend to captain by script. I think you have to captain as the game unfolds in front of you, and you can make your adjustments as the game goes on to get the best out of your bowlers and your batters at the time. So as I quite rightfully heard from you, the batting lineup needs to be adjusted slightly. And I said again, Larry Babb is still going to feature in this game today.
Well, the action continues. And I really want to thank all those who have been so kind to the commentators, ensuring that we get our luncheon time. Gunsmoke has ensured that. Chance for a decision to go in favor of Grenada. And that is another wicket on the back foot. The umpire says yes, further trouble. 68 for 9. Oh golly. British Virgin Islands in strife here at Lears and will lose big.
But if we go way back, Andrew, to the toss when the British Virgin Islands won the toss, as we see here.
Lovely high action. See that first movement is back, and then further back in his crease. And looks as if he would have been struck plumb in front there.
Looks a good decision.
Very good decision. Umpire Prescott is a good umpire. He's got umpire Blades with him.
Yes, but I was really surprised that they won the toss in British Virgin Islands side, and that's Grenada to bat.
Yeah, yeah.
On a good track.
Yeah, but it's a thing in Caribbean cricket, you know, that teams don't like batting first. I don't know why. So, we're down to the wire in terms of this match. Last spray at the crease, and the Grenadians are very much on their way in terms of a win. We shall see what happens as far as that is concerned. Ram Prashad has come out to do battle. He's got Shilchan with him. And Regis, who batted so well, is looking to pick it up. So 2 balls left in the over. Can Regis finish it in this over? They look for second here, and we'll get it. So something to cheer about for the British Virgin Islands. Went straight through him. Lucky not to have been bowled. So 18 gone, it's 69 for 9. So just 2 overs left in the match. Looks as if we're going to have 2 female umpires for the big game. Our good friend from Shoguanas. Is that south? Shoguanas is south, is it? Central, okay. All right. I knew it's central, but I'm just kidding. Labrador is the name, is that correct? Laborde is the name. Of course, umpire Welch as well. So we're going to have 2 female umpires. That should excite the taste buds, I would imagine. Trinidad and Tobago playing today at Weymouth. Red Emirate is in the side, I'm told. So that should create some interest for them. So the last sprays at the crease. Here we go. That's going to be called a wide. Umpire Blades has got some work to do. So the teams that really would be weak would be British Virgin Islands and the Cayman. I think it's pretty fair to say that. Lovely shot. Will it be a boundary? Surely, yes. Down the grounds. Threw it off. So we encourage all of you to come and watch the action here at Lears. Game starts at 2 o'clock. Barbados up against Antigua and Barbuda. It's going to be streamed. And of course, that link has gone up thanks to Miss Leslie Prescott, the hard-working member of the committee. So you got to view it, or you can come and watch it. More runs. Just one, actually. So, we've now completed 19 overs, and the British Virgin Islands are 79 for a loss of 9, and the rate required is 222.
But I must say, Andrew, I really admire the spirit in which the competition so far has been played in. Good camaraderie amongst all the teams. As we see here, the Antigua police service team here looking to do battle next. But indeed, everyone's been having fun, and even though it is competitive cricket, Andrew, it is still played in the spirit in which cricket should always be played.
Yes.
And each and every one is absolutely playing it in the fine spirit.
And playing with a lot of discipline too. So that's important. Here we go. Final over. We'll look for second, and we'll get it. Or even a third. They will. So 3 runs of the first ball of the last over. 5 to come now. And the Grenada police force just about to make an arrest, one would imagine. The question is, can Regis, with the remaining 4 deliveries to bowl, can he get the wicket? Another big, good old cow swipe, like blind elders, they would say in Barbados parlance. So 3 left. Can Regis do it, you think?
I think he can do it.
You reckon? Not with that kind of a delivery.
Wide down the leg side.
Maybe what he should do is to put a silly point in forward short leg in, like vultures looking to pounce on prey. So how many balls left? We got 2 left. Oh, he's done it! He's done it in style, quick delivery on the back foot, and the stumps have been disturbed, and this represents a big, big victory for the Grenada police force. Beautiful cricket from them to make 300, and then the British Virgin Islands all out. They've been arrested here in 19 overs and 4 balls to be all out for 83. This is a really good victory as they set themselves up for the semi-finals of this competition. Congratulations to the men from the Spice Isle.
Certainly, they really deserve to be winners here today. They played beautifully from the beginning. They batted well, 145 by Kato was the highlight for me. Other scores from Jeremiah, who scored 68. And in the end, Regis, who got 65. But indeed, a magnificent performance here, all-round performance by the Grenadian police team, and really deserve to be winners here today.
Indeed. So, tremendous performance, as we said, from them. And we want to congratulate them aside, as you better watch, Grenada, St. Vincent, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, the big guns, so to speak. But when you look at the sentence, I mean, never really got going. Batson got 20, the best batsman we saw. Stay didn't stay very long at the crease. He made 13. And when you look at it, no other batsman got into double figures.
Certainly not. They were under pressure from the beginning. Some good hostile bowling from the Grenadians. And really and truthfully, Andy, they had no answer. So they were caught loitering in the vicinity of Layers. They were duly arrested by the Grenadian officers, and they're off to jail.
Oh, my golly. You're getting sweeter than ever. All right, so let's look at the bowling for you. Thomas was sharp, just conceding 17 from his 4 overs. And when you look at it, really a good performance. You said he did well, 3 for 22. Redhead bowled with some speed, 2 for 10 from his 3. Jeremiah, Cyrus, and Regis all bowl well to set up a big victory for the Grenada police. And as you said, the British Virgin Islands arrested. The music in the background is blaring already in anticipation of the big match, which starts at 2 o'clock Eastern Caribbean time. Of course, 1 o'clock in Jamaica. And no doubt everyone will be glued to the stream to see what happens in a game that both teams have won one match, and they will no doubt be looking to win Antigua and Barbuda, and of course the Barbados side as well. So as we preview that game quickly, what are your expectations?
I expect the Barbadians to come out and come out hard. They know it's a must-win game for them, and I believe they're going to put their all into it. I can expect them to do well. Saying that, I will expect that the Antigua side will just sit down and play dead. So it's telling me that it's going to be a competitive game from both sides. But I'm kind of leaning towards the Barbadian side to be victorious in this one.
Yeah, indeed. Well, it's really shaping up quite nicely now in terms of the interest in the competition. Of course, with Red Emirate coming into the Trinidad and Tobago side. Lendl Simmons as well. And, you know, when you look at it, Barbados, they've made a couple of changes. The very experienced Roger Williams comes into the side. And the Grenadians have looked good. The Trinidad and Tobago side, they've looked good as well. And, of course, St. Vincent, your favorite team.
Certainly. They really, really, really look the part. And as you said, it's now coming down to the back end. Business time.
Business time.
Business time.
All right, look, we're going to have a quick word with Roland Cato. Of course, I'm tempted not to say a former Windward's cricketer, because I suppose at the end of this, with that performance, the selectors may pick you again. How are you, Mr. Cato?
I'm fine.
Your beard is getting even bigger now. The last time I saw you didn't have a beard.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
That was during the quarantine time. I grew out like something. Going by the barber.
All right, wonderful. Talk us through the knock. I mean, 100 and what was it? 145 was it?
Yeah.
Brilliant knock. The conditions were ideal.
Yeah. The conditions was good. The wicket looked good. They winning the toss and sending us the bat is pretty much what we wanted.
Were you surprised by that decision?
Yeah,
I was.
We all was surprised when we saw we lost the toss. We was thinking that we was going to be bowling. So it's happy to go there and bat. The wicket is a nice wicket. The ground is a nice ground.
Yep.
Not the biggest, and the ball was coming onto the bat.
Does this remind you of any ground back in Grenada? No?
Yeah, it remind me of a lot of ground. You know, we play parish cricket.
Oh, parish cricket,
Yeah,
okay.
Nice ground. We had just before we come the week before, we had a game on a similar ground like that. I got to 78 not out. So really used to this, type.
I see. Are you a policeman as well?
No, I'm not a policeman.
Okay, so you're guest to the side.
Yeah, I'm a guest. I've been playing for them for the last
quite a while now.
7 years. Basically, when I was much younger, they kind of grew me. So just always have me on board,
Okay, I see.
Track.
All right. So what are you doing now? You're into cricket full time?
Yeah, when I'm back, I kind of fall off for a bit with fitness and injuries and so on.
Right.
But I'm just that's my first tournament in about a year and some.
Right.
So I'm just trying to get back in the groove and try to get back in.
I see. And of course, ambitions of still playing for the Windwards, of course.
Yeah, most definitely. Just about passing the fitness test and going out there and scoring runs, and I'll be fine.
Just before you go, talking about the Windwards, you had a good regional competition. You could have won it. Had you won against Guyana, I mean, the last pair batted for quite a long time. So Windwards cricket is on the up.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm still trying to figure out how did Guyana won that game,
Yes.
Going in, he was just only needing like 40-something runs with 7 wickets in hand. So it's kind of tough, but we're happy that we came second this year, and we're just looking to improve by year and just keep doing what we're doing.
Right. And this tournament so far, how's things gone for you? You're happy?
Yeah, this tournament so far, things has gone well. For the last couple of games, I didn't get any bat, so the captain decided that he's going to send me at the top of the other today, and the rest one on the opening bat. So for me, everything is going well. Off the field, I think that the Barbados is doing a wonderful job.
Right, wonderful.
The food is wonderful.
I'm sure that Leslie Prescott, who's next to you, will be happy with what you just said.
Yeah.
He's saying that everything is going well, the food is good, transportation is coming on time, and the general conditions up at Paragon good as well.
Yeah, everything.
Everything is going well.
Everything is going well so
now,
far.
Let's look forward quickly to the semi-finals. You're in the semi-finals.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the semi-finals, and I know now is we need to bring our A game, because if we lose, everything all the hard work that we put in now will just go down the drain. So it's all about just getting back there, going, trying to do the basics right. Let the results take care of itself.
You think you got the team to win the whole hog, as they say in Caribbean parlance? What do you think?
Yeah, I believe so. For the last 7 years, we've been runners-up. So, I mean, we need to cross that line now.
Okay, so you need to move from being runners-up to the coup de grace, as they say. I want to thank you, Roland Cater, for coming through and talking to us. Always a pleasure to talk to you. And I hope that you get your problems with fitness solved and get back into the Windward side, because Windward's cricket is very much on the up, and I'm so glad for them. Final word on Atenes. What a good little player.
Yeah,
I couldn't go without asking you about Atenes. Alec Atenes, the Dominican.
Yeah, he's a special player, and off the field, he works really hard on his game. So
Right.
when you see him out there scoring runs, to us, we're not surprised, because he's someone who put a lot of emphasis and effort into his game, always in the nets and working hard.
All right, so thanks to you very much for coming through and talking to us. We're going to take a short break, of course, and come back. The news is that the Grenada Police Force winning big against the British Virgin Islands. And now the stage is set for the big one. Antigua and Barbuda up against Barbados. The conditions are ideal at Lears in St. Michael. The action will start pretty soon. We're going to take a break for about 5 minutes or so, maybe even 10. You can join us when we come back for the action live in the game between Barbados and Antigua and Barbuda.